Yeah. Let's get this shit started, man. Where my man Bo at? There he is. Hey, we always got to start it off the same way. Where my man Bo at? You still on mute, big dog? Yeah, we can't hear you, man. Or at least I can't. Hold on. Say something else. Yeah, I can't hear you, big dog. There you go.
What?
There you
All right,
go.
what about now? All right, okay.
There you go. Hey, that's that age right there.
You might be right, big dog. You might be right.
Word up. My man BFTB Boxing is in the building. I said it right the first time. He said Pac won as I predicted. Hey, he did predict it, man. He said Pac was going to beat him, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sure did, man. He won. That's crazy.
I think I said Thurman by split decision. Shit, I almost won.
Almost don't get that almost shit out of here.
Yeah, I know, right? But Pac did what pretty much we said he had to do, bro. You know what I'm saying? He did what we said he had to do. So I tell Cass all the time, me personally, I don't give a fuck about predictions, man. You don't get predictions wrong, but if you breaking down a fight, you giving a highly educational analysis or educated analysis on why fighter A needs to beat fighter B. That's what it is, bro. That's where it matters. You know what I'm saying? My man BFTB, salute family, put $2 on. Appreciate you, big dog. Man, let's jump right into it, man. We're gonna address some shit too. Cheetah Head in the building. 3 Kings Boxing in the building.
What's going on, fam?
For you dumb niggas out there, 3 Kings Boxing is my business. We gonna cover that later though, bro. we gonna cover that later though, bro. There's a difference between Prodigy of Boxing Talk and 3 Kings. My man God Clock Shango in the building.
God Clock.
Yeah, bro. Look at my man CMD. I seen CMD in a minute, man. Where you been at, fam?
I've been hiding out some damn well.
I know. Shay Dub in the building. You ready to jump right into this shit, man?
Man, let's go ahead and jump into this confusing ass shit that's been taking place over the fucking weekend, man.
Yeah. Look at Cheetah.
I know, right? He already on it.
Hey, Cheetah, hold up. There might not be no cooking, man. Depends on how I feel later on in the show, bro. There might not be no cooking, man. You know what I'm saying? It depends, man. I might need a drink or something, man. If I get a little tipsy and shit, I might cook it, nigga. I got water right here. I ain't gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I got water right. Yeah, I got
shit, man. I ain't got my water.
Word up. I got
a minute, man. Hold on, man.
I got water right here. You know what I'm saying? So that's not.
Don't look at my house.
Yeah, that's not a guarantee that I'm gonna get fucked up. Just letting y'all know. You know what I'm saying? But look at my man Tyler Perkins in the building. Definitely a dude that knows his boxing, man. Just probably seen him a couple days ago, man. He came to one of the videos, commented. He knows his shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad with the people we got, man. They know they shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Not too many casuals that come to this channel, man. Not too many, man. He said, Cheetah has said, y'all about them veggies today. Raw meals, no heat.
Cheetah clowning already, I see.
Hey, that boy Cheetah ready to see something, man. Cheetah want a steak. He want a steak fresh off the grill, bro.
The Ohio niggas always starting problems.
Always starting shit. I don't know if I'm going to do that, bro. I don't know, man. All right, man, let's jump right into it. Y'all already know. Y'all got a problem with what I say. And listen closely. If you got a problem with what I say, come fucking holla at me. It ain't that goddamn hard. I respond to all my messages. I get a bunch of messages per day. You know what I'm saying? But I make sure to respond to everybody. Come holla at me if you have a fucking problem. Very simple. Let's jump right into it, man.
Hey man, could you have made that any clearer?
Obviously, niggas is not hearing it, B. They not hearing me say this every fucking. This is what, episode 40? They not hearing it. Martin Lucas in the building. They not hearing it, bro. So let's jump into it, man.
What you got, man?
Man, what you think Manny Pacquiao should do next, man? Manny Pacquiao is sitting on top of the world right now. I mean, remember that joint by the Brat? sitting on top of the world.
Top of the world. Yeah, I remember
That's
that.
Manny Pacquiao right now. The brat standing right next to him.
60645.
Yeah. Hey, the little niggas don't know nothing about that, Bo.
Hell no.
They don't know nothing about that. That's what Manny Pacquiao right now. Right now, he riding through the Philippines and something that looked something like a Porsche. They ain't got Porsches and shit over there, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? He might be the only motherfucker with one over there. You know what I'm saying? And he got that brat song in the deck. I mean, they ain't got like, you know, hard drives and shit in their cars. They still got cassette tapes and shit. So he popped that hoe in there. You know?
Still got 8 tracks. You saying they still got 8 tracks?
Filipinos are gonna get mad, bro. They gonna come up. What the fuck are you talking about? We have hard drives. They're gonna be mad in a bitch, bro. Nah, but real talk though, man. Manny Pacquiao is on top of the world right now, B. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's not number 1 pound for pound, it's actually a good question to pretty much inquire from everybody. Where do you have him at right now? You know what I'm saying? After what he did this weekend. But he's most likely not anybody's number 1 pound for pound. Anybody respectable, by the way. I'm sure some people put him in the top 10 now. But given what he's done, right? Yeah, that's a good one. Given what he's done.
No, if motherfuckers did, I got something I want to say about that. Go ahead.
Yeah. We can talk about that. But given what he's done over the weekend, you know what I'm saying, it's definitely a situation where Manny Pacquiao is that motherfucker. Because he's 40 years old. He defeated a young, hungry lion. I don't like to say hungry, but he defeated a young lion. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Keith Thurman was undefeated. He was probably the third person in welterweight behind Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? No matter which way you slice it, Keith Thurman was still young and he was still undefeated. And he came to fight. He was 100% of himself in that fight. And Manny Pacquiao at 40 years old still defeated him. So, being on top of the world, man, what does he do next, Bo? Does he retire while he's on top of the world, or should he keep going?
You know, here's the thing about that. And I want to remind people of one thing, right? Now, understand in no shape, form, or fashion is this taken away from what Manny Pacquiao did or his victory. This is just the consensus that you know, of the people. This is the consensus that we do after a fight. Everybody does after a big fight. I see some cats, you know, will say, can't the man enjoy his victory 24 hours? Well, I can name you a bunch of motherfuckers. When Deontay Wilder beat Luis Ortiz, motherfuckers was immediately telling me how the nigga was old. Immediately. Well, Luis Ortiz was old. Wait, okay, see? First you wanted him to fight the nigga, but now he's old. For me, if anybody has Manny Pacquiao, top 10, I'm not going to say much, but if you telling me he's 5 or 6, I'm going to be upset because a lot of people didn't even have Keith Thurman in the pound-for-pound ranking list. Normally, how you get in the pound-for-pound ranking list is how you beat somebody in the pound-for-pound ranking. Now, sometimes if you be the top guy, whatever, you know, depending on how you want to do it, like top 5, like Rigo became 3 because he beat Nonito Donaire. Right. So I get that part of it, right? So if you want to put him anywhere from 7 to 10, I don't have a problem with it. But if you want to say 5, I'll even give you a pass on 6. But if you're talking about some top 5, get the fuck out of here. No.
Really?
No.
So Pacquiao's not top 5?
Pound for pound right now?
Yeah.
No. No. Because beating Keith Thurman doesn't outdo what Terrence Crawford has done. It doesn't outdo what Vasily Lomachenko has done. It doesn't outdo what Usyk has done. It doesn't outdo what Canelo has done. And it damn sure doesn't outdo what Naoya Inoue has done.
Okay. You got to understand, a lot of people consider pound for pound, you know, other than, you know, what they can do against certain matchups based on, you know, the style matchups, their accolades as of now, and I'm just naming a few. I'm not naming them all. And what a fighter has done throughout his career. Understand, remember, Andre Ward has stayed in the top pound for pound list even when he was out. Remember that. And a lot of people were mad that they didn't take him off. So finally they take him off. Right. As soon as he comes back, he beats Paul Smith, and he's right back up there. Everybody's like, man, what the fuck? He didn't do anything. He just beat Paul Smith. But a lot of people were arguing, well, it is Andre Ward. You got to look at his body of work throughout his career. You can't just say what he did when he came back. They could still have that same argument for Manny Pacquiao. What do you think about that, man?
If they want to have that argument, that's fine. Because the pound for pound list is subjective anyway. Okay? So if you want to have the argument, that's fine. But for me, he hasn't broken the top 5. Boxing is about what have you done lately. Okay? Hell, if I look at Manny Pacquiao's overall body of work, he should be number fucking 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
8 division world champion. I mean, well, eight divisions where he won a title. I debate the world champion part. I said that time. But I'm just saying though, even if we go with that 8 division world title, he should be number 1 then.
Right.
So you have to look at what he done lately. Is beating Broner and beating who did he beat since he been with PBC? He beat
Adrien Broner.
Thurman.
Thurman. That's it with PBC.
With PBC, but since he lost to Floyd, how many fights he had since losing to Floyd?
Shit. Tim Bradley, Jesse Vargas, Jeff Horn, Adrien Broner, Keith Thurman.
But he lost to Jeff Horn, and okay, right.
Yeah.
So you lose to Jeff Horn, you're definitely not in top 5 after that.
Right.
Because you lose to Jeff Horn.
Actually, I'm thinking, was Jesse Vargas before Floyd or after Floyd?
Jesse Vargas was after Floyd.
All right, so there you go.
Jesse Vargas was
Lucas
Matisse. Won the WBO champion.
Lucas Matisse. I forgot about him. Matisse.
So after he lost to Jeff Horn definitely bumped him out of top 5. So after he lost to Jeff Horn, who he fight? What, Broner and Thurman?
Yeah. Matisse. Matisse.
And Matisse. Okay, so Broner, Thurman, and Matisse. Matisse and Broner is going. 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 He's out. Okay.
Oh, look at my man Tyler Perkins. He said, generally, rule is 18 months with no activity and you get removed. That's the rule Ring Magazine has. Hey, man, according to a certain somebody, don't be quoting Ring Magazine around these parts, man.
Right. Yeah, well, that's the rule Ring Magazine had, but when you're talking pound for pound, the pound for pound list is subjective. So that's why I don't argue a lot of cats pound. I mean, if you got some ridiculous shit like Earl Spence, number 3, get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't know who thought of that.
I remember Adonis Stevenson, number 1.
Oh, yeah, that was ludicrous too.
I remember some shit like that.
Yeah, that was ludicrous. But I know, who is it? I think ESPN had Earl Spence at number 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so get that out of here. So, no, so if you have Manny Pacquiao 7 through 10, I don't have a problem with it. I'll even say 6 through 10. But as far as number 5, no, he's not number 5. But what should he do next? It depends on how Manny Pacquiao feel at the end of the day. I mean, think about this for a second, man. It was a great fight, and it was a great showing. But I'm not trying to cast no shadow over the victory. But there's a reason why he picked Thurman, because remember, Manny Pacquiao had a poll asking everybody who should he fight next, right? Well, there were 2 names off that list, Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure, right? There were 2 names off that list, right? Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, right?
Yeah.
So you had a good performance against possibly the 3rd best welterweight, and I'll give you that. And Keith Thurman was still young and undefeated. So you took that fight because this was a fight you felt more comfortable with fighting, was Keith Thurman. Because remember, Earl Spence jumped in the ring after Manny won. Before he fought Thurman, that last fight before Thurman, I think it was it Matisse?
Yeah. No, you talking about the last fight Pacquiao fought before Thurman?
Yeah, Pacquiao fought a fight. No, my bad. Pacquiao came in the ring when Earl won.
Yeah.
That's Earl beat Mikey. Pacquiao came in the ring when Earl won. Yeah. And that's when Earl was like, yo, I want to say it right here, right now. I want to fight you.
Yeah, we covered the fight. We were at the fight. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Pacquiao was just like, yeah, I fight. I fight. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to smoke, and I don't blame him. Errol Spence.
Right, I don't blame him. Yeah. So for me, it was a good fight against Keith. And it was a great fight. You turned back. You was able to be the Manny Pacquiao of old. Now, this is where it's going to get kind of weird. We've seen fighters do it. Bernard Hopkins did it when he was able to do it against Pavlik, and he just went on a roll. Shumanov, Antonio Tarver, Tavoris Cloud, a bunch of B-level, no good motherfuckers, according to some goddamn people. Yeah. And Dilio Cruz, where the fuck you at?
Oh, man, don't name drop him. Yeah, he doesn't deserve a name drop. I'm not even going to name drop the other dude.
Hey, no. Hey, Dildo Cruz. Hey, Dildo Cruz, where you at? Dildo Cruz, where you at?
Oh, hell no.
So, all right. So Pacquiao could possibly keep fighting. It depends on how he, in my honest opinion, it depends on how he feel. If he feel like I can have another performance like that, then yes, fight again. Because I'm telling you, if he fights the winner of Sean Porter, Earl Spence, that's going to be mega exciting. It's going to be mega money because of the performance that Pacquiao gave. Remind you, boxing not only about what have you done lately, it's also about how did you look, okay? Because if Pacquiao would have slid by Keith Thurman, I'd be like, no, motherfucker, retire. You barely beat Keith Thurman. Get the fuck out of here. Go, retire. You know? But he didn't slide by. He actually dominated the guy. He reminded us of who he used to be. Hell, he got 40-year-old motherfuckers thinking that we can make comebacks and shit. Well, them motherfuckers at 40, I ain't 40. I'm well beyond that shit.
That motherfucker. Yeah.
That also got me pissed. I needed George Foreman, goddamn. That's the fuck I did.
You need Bernard Hopkins. Y'all around the same age. You need Bernard Hopkins. Don't give me
Bernard Hopkins fell out the ring.
Oh, yeah. Hold up, man. Hey, come on, bro. When he was your age, he beat Tavoris Cloud. You could take that, bro. And he became a unified champion. You could take that shit.
That, man. Yeah, man.
Around. That nigga fell out the
but
ring.
I think Manny Pacquiao's in a great position because beating Keith Thurman and his performance, you definitely have people talking about Manny Pacquiao like once before. When you talk Earl Spence and Pacquiao, or Crawford and Pacquiao, you was like, nah, man, Pacquiao get dusted. That performance got people thinking, hey, man, Pacquiao might be able to beat these boys now. And I don't care who you are or what you tell me, that's fucking me. And if I'm Manny Pacquiao, I'm sitting back looking at that shit. I'm licking my chops like, man, if Earl Spence wins and he beat Porter and he has a dominant performance against Porter, so Earl Spence looked at dominant, I looked at dominant. That fight, as soon as that fight is signed, it's sold. That's it. It's sold. That fight sells. That fight is sold. Pacquiao could probably make another $50-60 million just off that fight. So, to me, it's going to depend on how he feels when he's sitting at home and his body then came down. If he's, how sore he is, how stiff he is. It's going to depend on how he feels, and with him and Freddie Roach talking, how they feel about what go on and everything like that. So, I'm not going to say he should go. I would love to see him do it one more time because he showed me he can still be competitive, but also keep in perspective, it is Keith Thurman who was not who hadn't fought a top level guy since his 2 years out. He came back and fought Josecito Lopez. Yeah. So it was a Keith Thurman that, that's like, this not the Keith Thurman that beat Danny Garcia and Sean Porter. It's not that Keith Thurman. This was a different Keith, you know what I'm saying? This is a Keith Thurman.
Wait a minute, the one that fought Pacquiao?
Yeah.
That's a goddamn bullshit lie, nigga. That was the Keith Thurman that fought Sean Porter and Danny Garcia. That motherfucker, Keith Thurman looked excellent. Nah, man. Keith Thurman looked You got niggas in the chat right now that have already told me they thought Thurman won that fight.
I tell you some shit like that, man.
Thurman
that was not
excellent.
Man. That was not the Keith Thurman that fought Garcia and Porter. This was the Keith Thurman that was deluded a little bit by the booty.
Disagree.
The booty deluded him a little bit. I told you the nigga had the kryptonite at the fight.
I agree with the last part.
Yeah, he had the kryptonite at the fight. But you know what though, regardless though, man, Keith Thurman came to fight and he put up an excellent fight. Keith Thurman did better than I thought he would do, so I give him all credit for it. But at the end of the day, I definitely think Manny Pacquiao, I would like to see Manny Pacquiao do it one more time because the way he looked, it's very tough not to pick him to beat an inexperienced Earl Spence or maybe even a Terrence Crawford, man.
Hey, God Klashengo, man, put in the chat what you heard Teddy Atlas say. I didn't hear that. I don't know anything what Teddy Atlas said, man. Put it in here. We'll talk about it. Tyler Perkins, man, we're gonna get back to what you said, man. We're gonna get back to that. He talked about PBC, man. They put up an image of the current welterweight champions. They had Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, and Manny Pacquiao. They didn't have Terrence Crawford on there, bro.
I'm not surprised Crawford is not part of their clique.
But a lot of people were saying
that's fucked up though.
It's fucked up because Top Rank doesn't do that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
no, it's definitely fucked up.
Right.
It's definitely fucked up. ESPN don't do that. But Top Rank don't do it because it's on the ESPN network. And ESPN they have to put up there because if you're talking boxing, you got to put everything about boxing. PBC on Showtime, they can just promote PBC only.
Yeah. But see,
because I remember HBO used to do shit like that.
Right. All right, man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Hey, man.
I'm jealous of Jerry Kerr.
You saw that shit, man. That nigga got that damn Mexican hair, man. That's his mama, man.
That's so fucked up.
That's his mama, man.
Hey, when I come down, next time I come down, I'm gonna cut his goddamn hair when he's asleep.
Love him. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, get the fuck out. But yeah, nah, this is the thing, though. This is the thing, though.
I'm drinking my water.
This is the thing, though. Real talk, bro. I was actually so impressed with what Manny Pacquiao did that I think he has a legitimate shot. I don't think he beats Errol Spence if he defeats Sean Porter, but it's still an intriguing fight to watch, right? Mm-hmm. Also, he may not even have to go for unified. That's optional, bro. You look at the rankings, number 1 is Alexander Vesputin, right? I believe he's going to be, he was supposed to be fighting in a eliminator, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know against who, because Danny Garcia is number 2, Mikey Garcia is number 3, Jesse Vargas is number 4, Jamal James is number 5. That's the top 5. So, outside of Alexander Vesputin, 4 of the top 5 contenders in the WBA rankings are all PBC fighters, bro. Or at least under the PBC banner, or they have fought under the PBC banner. However you want to say it. Jesse Vargas is with DAZN now, but I'm sure that he could get a Jesse Vargas fight. You see what I'm saying? He already fought him once. I'm sure that fight could happen again. Jamal James is an up-and-coming guy. Struggled a little bit against Antonio DeMarco recently, right? Mikey Garcia, of course, is always there, and Danny Garcia is always there. Those are 2 fights I said that you saw both my kids, Chris M. They look just like me, nigga. Who the fuck you think it was?
Nigga, you see that wall and couch and all that back. Where you think you at the park, nigga?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You see, this is my office right here. I ain't in some other nigga house. But anyway, man. Yeah, no. The fight with Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia is the fight that I actually wouldn't mind seeing. You know what I'm saying? If he could get Danny Garcia in the ring, that's an excellent fight. He can get Mikey in the ring, that's an excellent fight. Those are 2 fights that I think he could win. I don't even think he should even be looking at Sean Porter and Errol Spence. While I think it's intriguing, those 2 fights are very good fights under the PBC banner that will still generate a hell of a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, what? He said, I'm surprised you cursing in front of your kids. This ain't no church.
This ain't no
Let me
man.
tell you something, Chris M. I'm going to tell you something, bro. You raise your kids the right way, they know what to do and what not to do regardless of what you do, bro. Understand that. My kids don't even curse. My wife doesn't even curse, bro. I'm the only cursing motherfucker in this room or in this house. You know what I'm saying? But if you raise your kids the right way, they know not to do the shit that you do that may be wrong.
Right.
That's what it's all about, man. Gotta have that right influence. But anyway, like I was saying, though. But that's definitely, those are 2 good fights that could be made under the banner that could generate a lot of money. So I would actually like to see him go that direction if Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia don't end up fighting each other. Or if they do, Manny Pacquiao already said he's not coming back till next year because he's got some work to do as a senator over in the Philippines. So he could wait it out a little bit. Those 2 fight each other. He could come back in, you know what I'm saying, and fight those guys or whatnot. Or if Mikey Garcia doesn't go with that DAZN deal that he's currently negotiating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he could still be an option later on down the road. Who knows? But I like him to look in that direction instead of looking at Errol Spence and Sean Porter. Because at the end of the day, we all know Errol Spence is going to tap that ass. And he's going to be the new unified champion. You see what I'm saying? I don't want any other fights for Errol Spence other than Terrence Crawford. I don't want Manny Pacquiao getting in the mix. I want Terrence Crawford. You see what I'm saying? Then, if he beats Crawford, then we can go look at Manny Pacquiao for that last title.
But you know they're not gonna do it that way.
I know they're not.
PBC is gonna do it. And you know what's crazy is the way you're saying it is actually, if I'm PBC, I would do it the way you're saying it because at least I got one title still in my camp if Earl loses to Crawford.
Right.
I still got one champion in my camp, so I still got a reason for y'all to want to make another fight with me. Because once Top Rank, if Crawford beats Earl Spence and he's undisputed, that's it. Yeah. That's it. BBC gonna catch hell with Top Rank. I can see Al Heyman right now looking at motherfucking. I can see Bob looking at Al Heyman right now. Remember that fucking time when I called you?
Word up.
You gave me your ass to kiss.
Word up.
Well, guess what, you black ass motherfucker.
Word up, word up. So it is what it is. I don't want to see him retire just yet, just because of how phenomenal he looked. But if he does retire, I won't get mad at that, man. 40 years old, you know, Bernard Hopkins stuck around way too goddamn long, right? You know, Roy Jones stuck around way too goddamn long.
And Roy's is worse because he was taking L's. Bernard at least was winning.
Right.
Roy was taking L's.
But remember when Bernard was winning, we were still kind of like, all right, man. You know, you beat Baby Shumanov. All right, bro. That's what's up. You know, I might want to hang him up. And then he goes in there and fights Sergey Kovalev.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
which I can't knock him for that. Hey, he took on the best. He took on a motherfucker Donna Stevenson didn't want no parts of. Yep, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got to give him credit for that. But at the end of the day, we was like, damn, dog, don't take that fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me say what Guy Klashenko was talking about. He said, basically, Atlas brought up Thurman's inactivity and stated the reason Manny took the fight is because he looked weak the last fight. I'm sure he did. Hey, listen, as we always say, boxing is all about what, Bo?
What have you done lately?
What have you done lately? Exactly. I'm pretty sure Manny Pacquiao looked at Keith Thurman and how he got hit to the body by Josecito Lopez and was on the retreat in that fight and said, damn, he almost stopped him. I might be able to stop him. Give me that fight. I'm pretty sure that did happen. But at the end of the day, what what Teddy Atlas is saying is null and void because Keith Thurman wasn't the guy that faced Josecito Lopez at the end of the day, and Manny Pacquiao adjusted and beat him justifiably. So what does it fucking mean? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The guy came in the ring at 100%. Manny Pacquiao still defeated him justifiably. A lot of people think it should have been a unanimous decision. You know what I'm saying? I thought Manny Pacquiao won 115-112. What's the problem? So, you know, guys come in, you know, later on and say, oh, well, this is the situation. I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. The fight's over. Doesn't matter why you picked him.
Well, my thing is at the end of the day, when that fighter signed that contract, it is what it is to me. I'm quite sure Keith Thurman felt that Pacquiao was picking on him because of how he looked against Josecito Lopez. You know how many motherfuckers wanted to fight Pacquiao after Marquez knocked him out? You know how many motherfuckers wanted to fight Pacquiao after Floyd beat him?
Right.
So, I mean, you know, that's part of the game. Hell, Oscar De La Hoya them told Gennady Golovkin after the Jacobs fight, nope, motherfucker, that's it. You take one more goddamn fight, we gonna fuck you. You saw. They saw how Broner he looked against Jacobs. He said, "Hey, motherfucker, goddamn it, you take that Billy Joe stuff. We'll fuck you.
Yeah,
we'll fuck you hard."
Word up. Hey man, y'all hit that like button. What's good? 3 Kings boxing in the house. Hey, my man, Chris M said, dude saying Pacquiao Khan in Saudi Arabia later in the year. Any truth to that? Well, Manny Pacquiao refuted that before the Thurman fight actually went down.
Sure did.
You know, Amir Khan went out in the social media and said, hey, man, we're fighting in November in Saudi Arabia. I guarantee it. And Manny Pacquiao was like, nah, motherfucker, I ain't signed no contract with you. Amir Khan said, yes, you did. Manny Pacquiao was like, no, you didn't. Amir Khan said, yes, you did. And then Manny Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman, said in the post-fight press conference, I'm not fighting no more this year. I'm coming back next year.
So that was confirmation there.
That was the end of that right there. Now, do I think he comes back in November? I think it's a possibility. I don't see why he would fight Amir Khan. That's a stupid-ass fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that fight does anything. Amir Khan, back when Amir Khan was calling him out before he fought Juan Manuel Marquez for a 3rd time. Remember that shit, Bo? Because Amir Khan was commentating the fight. I remember this.
Yeah, he was.
And actually, Amir Khan was saying that he thought Pacquiao lost that fight. You know what I'm saying? So, and I also remember Amir Khan was like, if I fight Manny Pacquiao, this is how it would go. Back then, well, hold on, I see your face. But back then, that was an intriguing fight. That was, I believe, 2012, 2013, one of them years. That was an intriguing fight, bro. I actually wouldn't have mind seeing it back then. Yeah.
Amir Khan is like that dog that chases the fucking cars down the block, man. he said that seriously. That's the dude said ever since 140. That's what he's been. I wanted the best in boxing. And you getting blasted. You know, I mean, Amir Khan is like that goddamn dog, dog. I'm serious. He's like that dog that chases the cars as they drive. Remember? Like, man, you get the fuck out of here, man.
Hey, it's like one of the little chihuahuas too, dog.
Yeah, they want to nibble at your ankles and shit. Piss that dog the fuck out of here.
Word up, man. Word up. Nah, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. My man, where's he at? BFTB Boxer.
I want to run a scenario by you right quick though.
I'll go. Well, let me say what he said real quick. BFTB Boxer said DSG or Mikey is next. Then now next year, next lifetime. Oh, I'm reading the wrong one. My bad. He said DSG or Mikey is next, but Pac is fighting a Garcia. So he believes it's going to be a Garcia next. I think that's the best way to go, man. What are we going to say, Bo?
I was going to say, to your point, they might be setting something up because Keith Thurman wants a rematch. Keith Thurman could probably take another get-back fight, whether he should fight Danny Garcia, or maybe he should even fight Broner. But Broner said he leaving 147. I don't know what the fuck he think he on.
Yeah, we getting to that.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck he think he going. Goddamn it.
I know where you going. Going.
Yeah, I know. So, he might have a comeback fight. Depends on how Thurman look. Then maybe they'll do their rematch next year with Thurman, and and then look for another fight. And we could possibly not see Crawford and Spence into 2021 if the goal is to build these two dudes up, Pacquiao and Spence, to fight. We could see both of them dudes fight twice and then fight toward the end of the year in 2020, and then you get a Spence versus Crawford in 2021. I wouldn't be shocked, man. I wouldn't be shocked.
Mm-hmm. My man Tyler Perkins, he said better for Pac's health to stay away from Crawford or Spence. You got it 100%. Crawford versus Spence. Don't need no more marinating. But I think Pac is even money on anyone else at 147. I agree.
Pac's the biggest money draw right now at 147.
I agree 1,000%. There's something else he said, man, that I told him I'd get back to his comment.
I got $20 million for that fight. I think Keith got his highest purse he ever got for that fight.
Yeah. What do you? Let's talk about that for a quick second, man. I know you said it was fucked up. We already came up to the conclusion that it was fucked up about Crawford not being listed as one of the welterweight champions. Do you think that was a way that PBC was showing the fans watching that fight, or at least watching that card, that they are literally freezing out Terrence Crawford? When they showed Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, and Manny Pacquiao. You know, Manny Pacquiao is the WBA regular champion, right? Mm-hmm. Shouldn't have never been up there. Regular champion doesn't supersede the WBO, right?
Correct.
But in showing those four guys and not Crawford, do you think that they were basically telling the fans, hey, we're freezing this motherfucker out?
I think they was not only telling the fans we're freezing this motherfucker out, they was also telling the fans these are our fighters. And before we do any business with anybody else outside, we're going to take care of in-home business first, because this is where the money is. The money is right here. The money is with Errol Spence. The money is with Manny Pacquiao. So I think that was the message. We're freezing them out, but also the message is we can make big money fights without them motherfuckers over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was. Don't get it twisted. It was fucked up. It was definitely fucked up to leave him out.
That's sad, man. Like, it's a bad situation, but at the same time, PBC is in their very right to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was ethical, right? But they're in their very right to do something like that, B. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. If I'm Terrence Crawford, I don't take anything out for that. You know what I'm saying? I let that shit slide by. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Let's see. My man, Coach C, the sports guru. I've never seen him before. Welcome to the channel, man. He said, bro, you know all gloves are off after stealing Fury from the Wilder rematch. Don't forget they sued the PBC for paying fighters good purses.
No, that's not why they sued him.
Yeah, I mean, it is. That's either here nor there anyway. But
I know what you're saying. I mean, that was, I'll put it like this. That wasn't the documented reason why they sued him. I'll say that.
I mean, that's either here nor there anyway. You know what I'm saying? Right. A lot of shit is undocumented with the PBC, like Al Heyman not violating that Muhammad Ali Act.
That was what really the lawsuit was about.
That's why I said
That's really what that lawsuit was about.
That's why I said it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said it. You know? But it is what it is, man. All right, man. What you got for me next, Bo?
All right, man. You're going to really make me talk about this.
Yeah, that's what's next. Oh, we got the random boxing talk after these. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I can't wait for that one.
No, you can't.
All right, man. He got cooked. I saw that motherfucker out to 4 o'clock in the morning. He got cooked. I had to kick him out. Who's Thurman? Adrien motherfucking Broner. This dude right here. Oh, I mean, dude, is there a camera that this motherfucker don't ever try to get in front of?
Man, you know what, man? I fuck with Adrien Broner like crazy on this channel. Y'all know this, man. Him and Tank. You know what I'm saying? The light the light and dark, Ebony and Ivory. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with them like crazy on this channel, man. But I'm gonna tell you, man, this shit Adrien Broner says, that shit be funny, man.
It's funny.
He's a clown, bro. You gotta laugh at this nigga, man. It's funny, man. You know what I'm saying? And hey, look, if Thurman was gambling and shit and smacking hoes at 4 o'clock in the morning, it is what it is.
You ain't supposed to put that out there, man. You ain't supposed to put that out there, man. You ain't supposed to put that out there, though, man. That's what's fun. That's what I found. I'm like, hey, B, you wasn't supposed to put that out there, man.
It's just a bad situation, man. But the funny thing is the irony. You know, Adrien Broner talking about a nigga got cooked. Adrien Broner has been getting cooked since he lost to Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter.
Before the end.
Yeah. Sean Porter made Al Heyman say, all right. Thurman, look. Broner, we're going to go back to 140, goddammit. All right? Well, somebody give me Khabib Alikverdiev. It's the only guy he can fucking beat. That's the only guy he can beat, damn it.
And then the whole thing is, well, whole while Adrien Broner was doing that, he looked at chubby fat than a motherfucker. That nigga looked like he ain't seen a gym in a minute.
Oh, man,
that's what got
bro.
Me, man. He looked like he ain't seen. He came in and pot belly and shit.
Man.
Neck fat shit. Like, nigga.
That motherfucker had just finished eating a bucket of chicken and some biscuits with gravy, dog. Right before he rolled up in there. Remember that nigga had that vest on with no shirt? And
nigga had a long sleeve sweater on in fucking Vegas. Yeah. Hot as Vegas is. Yo, got a long. I mean, what the fuck is with these Ohio niggas? What the fuck is with these Ohio niggas, man? These
I know, right?
Lame ass gay acting Ohio niggas get on my goddamn nerves.
I'm telling you, man. Ohio niggas. Ain't it? Man, I told a certain somebody, he'll pop up in the chat in a minute, that there he is. There he is. Look, I ain't seen not one hoe in Ohio. Not one time.
Wait a minute. Time out. I got to take up on man on this. The problem, y'all, is Prodigy is a bougie nigga, okay? Mm-hmm. He saw a hoe. The problem with Prodigy is if you ugly, you not an ugly hoe. You an ugly motherfucker. That's his problem.
Hey, look, he said, here we go. Stop putting that on the O. Hey, man, we only got a sample size, bro, and your sample size is AB. That's all we got to go off of, dog. What you gonna do to circumvent that? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you gotta put them gloves on, Cheetah Head, get in the ring.
Gotta go back to your roots.
Oh, man.
Yeah, AB, man.
But real talk.
Is he going back down to 140, man?
Yeah. Now, I'm listening. Go ahead. You got it.
No, I'm saying, is he really going back down to 140? Because, look, AB is in between rock and a hard place, okay? 140 is too fucking dangerous for him. And he's not good enough to compete at 140 fucking 7. So he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. I mean, it's so bad for him. He's fighting cats like Ivan Redcash, and if you like this is a gatekeeper fight. I'm sorry, it is. This is a gatekeeper type of fight because you lose to Ivan Redcash, motherfucker, you're done. No. I'm sorry, you're done. So this is a gatekeeper type of fight for me. You've been relegated to Ivan Redcash.
I mean,
Ivan.
The fucked up thing about Adrien Broner is he's been in gatekeeper fights before this. Carlos Molina, Emmanuel Taylor. You know, Khabib Alikverdiev was for the WBA regular 140-pound title. But understand, if he would have lost to Alikverdiev, even though Alikverdiev is the guy that gave one of the old school boogeymen, Joan Guzman, his first loss. Remember that? See, when Joan Guzman was a boogeyman, guess who was a boogeyman right along with him? Yuriorkis Gamboa. That's how far this goes back. You know what I'm saying? But see, Alikverdiev gave him his first loss, but nobody really gave a fuck about that. They was like, nah, man, he's still a C-level fighter. I think he actually lost to Jesse Vargas, but I thought he won that fight. I thought Alikverdiev beat Jesse Vargas. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Jesse Vargas became a champion from that fucking fight, I believe. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they threw Alikverdiev in there based on his performance against Jesse Vargas and said, hey, man, you got to win this fight. We even going to put the belt up for you. Even though you just lost to Sean Porter, here you go. You either win a belt or you are a bona fide gatekeeper. Which one is it going to be? You see what I'm saying? So he had been in several crossroads fights since losing to Sean Porter. Actually, Marcos Maidana.
I'm about to say Marcos Maidana.
Marcos Maidana, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even though that was his first loss of his career, it's like, shit, they still didn't think that Adrien Broner. I mean, they thought the same thing that, you know, you and myself thought. Hey, Adrien Broner's done. He can't fight at 147, and he's not even trying to go back down. You see what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, this motherfucker's fought in a few, what you would call journeyman eliminators. You know what I'm saying? But in this case,
that's fucked up, too.
But in this case, bro, if you lose, you win the eliminator. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucked up.
If you lose the journeyman eliminator, you win it. You know what I'm saying? You the winner at the end of the day. You the next journeyman.
Oh, man.
Real talk, bro. But, nah, listen, man, I made a video back when this channel was really active. You know what I'm saying? And I talked about Adrien Broner. And at that time, Regis Prograis hadn't even fought Julius Indongo yet. You know what I'm saying? And I was saying that Adrien Broner needs to go back to 140 because the division was wide open at the time. Ivan Baranchyk wasn't the IBF champion yet. Regis Prograis was still holding. I think he still had the WBC silver title or diamond title, whatever he has. I think he had that. You know what I'm saying? Josh Taylor obviously wasn't a champion yet. Maurice Hooker definitely wasn't a champion yet. You know what I'm saying? I think Terrence Crawford had just vacated all of his titles and shit and moved up. You know what I'm saying? I said Broner needs to go back down to 140. Oh, by the way, this is off the gip. Right off the top of the dome. I might have just made some mistakes. Don't crucify me for it. But anyway.
You so wrong. So wrong.
You know, I got to do it, bro. I don't sit here with a computer in front of me looking up everything I say. No, bro. This is off the gip. This is real knowledge right here, man. But anyway, I said he should go back down to 140 because the division was wide open at the time. I said if he stays at 147, he is a gatekeeper, bro. He couldn't beat Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Terrence Crawford, none of those guys. I said at the time Lamont Peterson was active. I said Lamont Peterson is also in the same position. I said he can't beat none of the top guys at 147, right? But Lamont Peterson and both Adrien Broner were having trouble getting down to 140 at the time. So I said both of those guys are in between a rock and a hard place. But if they can, they need to try to go back down to 140. Main event boxing in the building. You see what I'm saying? So that was back then, though. Today's day and age is a different story. See, Adrien Broner gets beat by the contenders at 140 now. Ivan Baranchyk beats him. You know what I'm saying?
You think Ivan Baranchyk beats him?
Adrien Broner, absolutely. Too much pressure. Adrien Broner, his kryptonite is pressure. We've seen that a couple times already. Adrian Granados probably should have beat Adrien Broner because of the pressure. I had Broner winning, but a lot of other people thought Granados won that fight. I had no problem with that because of the pressure. You see what I'm saying? He's got it. He shouldn't stay at 147, definitely not. But I think he waited too fucking long. You know what I'm saying? Going back to 140. No problem, main event, anytime, brother. He took too long going back down to 140, man. That's my argument. And as you say, I don't know where the fuck he think he's going. I agree with that. You see what I'm saying? Literally, he might have to try to get back down to 135 if he wants a shot. And then, hold on, and then, if you allow Vasyl Lomachenko to become undisputed, you ain't got no shot then either.
Nope. So from 135 to 147, he's fucked.
He's fucked. I mean, he'll never go to 135. He's way too fat for that. I'm actually surprised if he makes it at 140 consistently. I know he weighed in at 138 pounds against Mikey Garcia, right? But I don't think he could do that consistently, bro. I think he's going to have trouble doing that consistently. And
it also affects his performance.
Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. I think he's going to end up back at 147, inevitably, right? Because he's not going to be able to always make the 140-pound weight limit. He's not. What do you think about that, man?
Man, see, I can see Adrien Broner. I'm telling you, I can see this happening right now. About a month before the fight with Baranchyk, they're going to say, oh, the fight's not going to be at 140, it's going to be at 143.
Right.
Or 144. I'm telling you.
Yeah, some type of catch weight. Right.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do, man, because what I saw in that video, that Adrien Broner, he looks every bit of fucking 165, man.
Yeah.
He looks every bit of 165, man. I mean, listen, the nigga is so fat his hair's puffy. Shit. That's how fat the nigga is.
Yeah, man.
Nigga so fat his hair's puffy.
That motherfucker had the goddamn Nutty Professor syndrome. Remember when Buddy Love was turning right back into the Nutty Professor?
Yeah,
he had the big ass hands, bro. Yeah, bro. That's AP right now.
So, no, man, I don't. And even at 140, see, here's the thing with me. That's why I believe that a month before the fight, they're gonna come up with something about that fight being at 142, 144. Because even if you're talking 140, you talking Josh Taylor, you talking Regis Prograis, Jose Ramirez, and Maurice Hooker. I don't see him beat none of them. The only one that he may have some moments against might be Hooker. But outside of that,
I mean, he could beat a Terry Flanagan. Terry Flanagan, he has low output as well. He could beat a Terry Flanagan.
No, I'm naming the guys that got the belts.
No, we can't name the guys that got the belts. They're gonna beat his ass. We already know this. No. That's fucked up, bro. You can't do that.
Why not? The point is to try to get back at the top, right?
No, Adrien Broner. No, that's not the point. Adrien Broner is skipping weight classes to see where he's gonna be a gatekeeper at. That's what he's doing. Should I be a gatekeeper at 147 or a gatekeeper at 140? Which one?
Well, he gatekeeper at 140, and you're right. He beat Terry Flanagan.
Look, my man or woman, I don't know. Seta is kind of a in-between name. Seta Sean 513 said Broner beats all of them at 140. You tripping?
All right.
Anyway, anybody else? Anybody else got something to say?
Okay.
Look, Mark Lucas said Broner wants a gatekeeper belt. Yeah, he won that WBA Intercontinental. Look, my man Coach C, the sports guru, said, but seriously, do the champs at 140 outside of Prograis have the pop to keep Broner from walking them down? Yes. Absolutely. Josh Taylor destroys the fuck out of Adrien Broner. Ivan Baranchyk won't be walked down because he'll be applying the pressure that Adrien Broner doesn't like. Right? Mm-hmm. Look. Adrien Broner beats Anthony Yiggett. That's who he beats at 140. Guys like Anthony fucking Yiggett. You know what I'm saying? Julius Ndongo, he'll beat him. You know what I'm saying? But when we're talking about, the title holders, Jose Ramirez, like Adrien Broner would look like a Mary Mom did against Jose Ramirez, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro. They got the same fucking style.
No, you see, Mike.
Yeah, I see it, man. I see it. He said Broner will beat them all at 140. What the fuck?
Oh, wait, y'all don't understand. Mike is the most Ralph Tresvant coolest dude I've ever met in my life. Y'all got Mike cussing.
Y'all comment pissed off probably the calmest motherfucker in Three Kings boxing, man. Mike is the calmest dude in Three Kings boxing, man. We be getting on his ass, man. He just be like, all right.
Yeah.
All right now.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on.
Hell yeah. He's so damn calm, it kind of make you think like, damn, that motherfucker might, he see me, man. Nigga might try to snuff me or something, man. You know what I'm saying? But look. Set of Sean 513. He said, y'all just down on dude because of his inactivity. Come on now. I get it, but y'all going a little too hard. No, we're not down on Adrien Broner because of his inactivity. We're down on Adrien Broner because he's not a good fighter. Adrien Broner hasn't displayed the fighter we thought he was going to be since he beat Gavin Reese, man. That was at 135 in 2012. Even when he came up to 147 and fought Paulie Malignaggi, he arguably lost that fight, right? His very next fight, he got destroyed. In my opinion, actually, he looked decent against Marcos Maidana. A lot of people think it was a wash. I don't think that, to be honest.
No, I don't think that either.
There was a lot of rounds that Adrien Broner was controlling the fight by outboxing Marcos Maidana. It just, the pressure and that chopping right hand coupled with the jab that preceded it was confusing the fuck out of Adrien Broner. And rightfully so, it was confusing Floyd when they fought. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if Floyd was going to be confused, which of course we didn't know until afterwards, we could have easily said, if we did know, that it would have definitely confused Adrien Broner. You see what I'm saying? He's not as smart as a Floyd Mayweather. But he was the guinea pig. He was the guy that was the victim of it before. Then we actually got to see it against Floyd. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, Marcos Maidana beat him. When the Sean Porter fight was announced, I knew that was going to be a wash. I knew it. I put money on it and won lots of money off that. You know what I'm saying? And then he got relegated to fighting C-level fighters, man. So what high-level fighter has Adrien Broner beat since he moved from 135? I'll wait. I'm tired of waiting. He hasn't. You see what I'm saying? He said, I'm glad you're giving him credit for that Maidana fight. Actually, if you think about it, this Thurman Pac-Man fight was just a Broner Maidana 2.0. I highly disagree with that. Broner wasn't as competitive against Maidana as Thurman was against Pacquiao. Absolutely not. 100% disagree. 100% disagree.
I agree. I mean, yeah. Look, here's the thing with Adrien Broner, man. This is what you got to understand. Broner let a little nigga and Mikey come up and punk him. That's just what he did. He let a little nigga and Mikey come up and punk him.
Mikey walked him down.
He let the little nigga walk him down. Now, Adrien Broner's biggest problem is he waits too late in the fight to get his hands going. Like when he knocked down Sean Porter. I think that was the 12th round when he knocked down Sean Porter.
Check left hook.
Yep, hell. He actually fucked up Mikey Nose, I think, in the 10th or 11th round of that fight. He waits too long to get going. When a guy like that waits too long to get going, you can't keep believing in him time and time again. Then he fights Manny Pacquiao, doesn't let his hands go, but claim he won that fight. So that's why that's why we're saying, man, this dude, he's not gonna be able to compete with the top people at 147. And then when I look at it's not so much inactivity, it's Adrien Broner's inability to let his hands go, and then the fact that we know that pressure gets to him. Well, Regis Prograis is a pressure fighter. He's an effective, aggressive pressure fighter. We know that. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Jose Ramirez. All right? So that's why we're saying what we're saying, man, because if Adrien Broner was the same AB who we knew back at 130, 135, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. The worst thing Adrien Broner did, my man said all the time, was he skipped 140 and went right to 147, and that messed him up.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, and that's why I always said, even after the Maidana fight, he should go back down to 140. And I remember when he lost to Maidana, he came out later on and said, I'm staying at 147. I was like, nah, man, you need to go back down, bro. I mean, look at the 140-pound landscape. You know, I think he could beat Eduard Troyanovsky. I think he could beat him. Kuro Relit, man, I don't know. I'll say yes to that. Victor Postal, no. He loses to Victor Postal. Ivan Baranchyk loses. Maurice Hooker loses. Jose Ramirez loses. Josh Taylor loses. Regis Prograis loses. Regis Prograis, loses. Yves Ulysses Jr., the new WBA regular title holder since Regis Prograis has been elevated to super champion. That's a good fight. Yves Ulysses Jr. is an excellent boxer, man. Well, not excellent, but he's a good boxer. You know what I'm saying? Not as gun shy. It's a good fight. I don't know who wins that one. Jose Cepeda, that's the guy that Jose Ramirez beat. Gave Jose Ramirez problems.
He sure did.
That's the level that Adrien Broner's at right now. You see what I'm saying? There's no way he's beating any of those guys. You know what I'm saying? At 140, the elite guys at 140. Tyler Perkins just said it best. Broner ain't done nothing impressively visually since DeMarco at 135. Exactly.
Yeah, that was his coming out party fight. I remember that fight too. Yeah.
People actually thought DeMarco was going to beat him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I remember betting on that fight and everything. Right? So, yeah, it's 100%. I mean, he fucked up Gavin Reese. Gavin Reese is a guy the UK holds as a pretty good contender. You know what I'm saying? Very respected fighter out there. So I'll give him that as well. But yeah, Antonio DeMarco, that fight was his coming out party, like you said. So, nah, man. Broner is in a tough situation. He's in a situation where literally, like I said, man, it's going to be like, all right, where the fuck am I going to finish off at? I'm not going to win a title unless one of these niggas move up. You know what I'm saying? When
pretty much
Prograis and Josh Taylor fight each other, Prograis is going to be looking for the winner of Ramirez, Maurice Hooker. If that fight gets made and he wins, Prograis said he's moving up to 147. So Prograis is looking to be the next undisputed champion since Terrence Crawford, right? That's if he beats Josh Taylor, right? If he becomes undisputed, he'll move up to 147, vacate all the belts. That's when Adrien Broner has a shot. But that's not until like 2022.
You know John, he named John Molina. Wasn't John Molina before Maidana?
Nigga, pay attention, bro. Fuck the comments for now.
Okay, man.
Damn, man.
All right.
But what I'm saying is, it's until 2022. Do you agree with that or not?
What's till 2022?
See, look at you, man. That's fucked up, nigga. Matter of fact, you on timeout, nigga. We won't listen to Bo for 10 minutes. He on timeout. Bo on timeout. He an old nigga that can't stay focused. Man, you know damn well, man, you can't be paying attention to what these motherfuckers be saying all the goddamn time, man. What you doing, man? Come on, bro. Right. What I'm trying to say is, Adrien Broner, right? He won't get an opportunity to get a title or at least to win a title because Regis Prograis is trying to be undisputed. He told you that himself, correct?
Yes, he did.
All right, so if he beats Josh Taylor, and then after that, he'll be looking for the winner of Jose Ramirez, Maurice Hooker. If he wins that fight, he'll become undisputed. Then he'll drop all the titles.
And that's when
Adrien Broner will have an opportunity to become a champion. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
All right. So now, that's not until 2022 is what I'm saying. Given how boxing pans out, that shit won't happen until 2022, if it even happens that way. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that wholeheartedly, yeah.
All right. That's what I was saying. So now, what the fuck were you saying in the comments?
Nah, he said something about, he named John Molina. I was just thinking like, damn, was John Molina before Maidana or was it after Maidana?
Man, listen, man, you can't entertain dudes that is off the fucking wire all the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let them niggas slide and let them talk and shit. I don't care about what he's saying about a John Molina. We already know the deal. You know what I'm saying? Let him be in his own world saying what he's saying. He's not being disrespectful, right, so I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's his opinion. Hey, it is what it is, man. All right, man. We're going to move on to the next one. So, Dana White came out. Well, let me just say this. We all know about the whole Claressa Shields, Amanda Nunez situation, right? We actually reported on that. 3kingsboxing.com, TMZ reported on it, et cetera, right? Now, Claressa Shields gave her praise, but it was kind of backhanded praise in my opinion, simply because she said she's the GOAT in UFC, I'm the GOAT in boxing, right?
Yeah.
I really like Amanda Nunez, et cetera, but if she ever gets in a boxing ring, I'm putting her to sleep. Then she said, I wouldn't mind putting her to sleep, right?
Very
now,
true.
To me, Amanda Nunez ain't even talking about you. Now, I understand TMZ, the reporter at TMZ is the one that egged it on. But at the end of the day, nobody's talking about an Amanda Nunez, Claressa Shields fight in a boxing ring. So what was the point in saying that? You could have just acknowledged she's the GOAT in the UFC. I'm the GOAT in fucking boxing. I disagree with that statement, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? She could have left it at that. But instead, she had to say, I would put her to sleep. Now, Claressa Shields is 9-0 with 2 knockouts. She's not even putting boxers to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first controversial statement right there. All right. But now Dana White has come out. He said, hey, I wouldn't mind putting that fight together in the cage. You know what I'm saying? I put together Claressa Shields versus Amanda Nunez fight. Claressa Shields responded to that and said, oh, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it either. Now, I told people that, listen, I've interviewed Claressa Shields personally. My man Big Cool interviewed her recently. We're going to have that. Actually, the interview's already up on Facebook. It'll be up on the site soon. You know what I'm saying? He interviewed her yesterday. Claressa Shields is the type that if you say anybody could beat her, or if you even talk about anybody being a great fighter around her, she's automatically like, hold up, man, fuck her. Fuck that. I could beat them. I could beat them. You see what I'm saying? Right. Obviously, if you're even talking about men in her division. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking about men that are great in her division, right? She's going to say that she could beat them. So Claressa's that type, right? She feels like she is the number one fighter, right? Man, let me just say this, bro. That co-ed pound for pound list that I put up from that one, some female made it, bro. I don't know who this chick is, bro, but this chick had Claressa Shields ranked number 5 in a co-ed pound for pound list above Alexander Usyk. She also had Katie Taylor above Alexander Usyk, but Cecilia Braxis was nowhere to be found.
Yes.
She also had Claressa Shields and Katie Taylor above Canelo on that co-ed pound for pound list. Now, Claressa Shields retweeted that and said, oh, this is a great list. You see what I'm saying? So that's her personality, right? So I told cats, even though she's praising Amanda Nunez, the reason why she said if she gets in a boxing ring, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to knock her out. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, hey, man, go ahead and handle that, bro. That last
Hey, man, look, man. First of all, let me speak on the topic that I've been waiting for us to talk about, all right?
Well, First of all, Hold on. Handle that last comment. I ain't talking about the comment. I'm talking about handle it.
Shields trying to get that female.
Oh, you don't see it?
No,
You don't see that last comment? He said, don't forget to subscribe to Klansman Boxing for all white boxing news.
Yeah, get that shit out of here, man.
Go ahead, man.
Get that shit out of here, man. Get that, man.
That shit hilarious to me. I think it's funny.
It's funny, man, but y'all motherfuckers, something wrong with you motherfuckers. Like,
you already know, bro.
You know what, man? I guess if we was a bunch of nobody, we wouldn't have this problem. So
yeah, it is what it is, man.
Hey,
what were you
man,
gonna say, though, man? What were you gonna say, bro?
I was just gonna say, listen, man, we talking about the fine, thick, nicely shaped, beautiful Claressa Shields. I don't know about y'all, but that is one fine motherfucker. And not only is she fine, she feisty. She got the attitude where I'll whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. See, I like a woman that's aggressive. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Grab me and sling me around and throw me down. No, I'm just fucking with y'all, please. Bitch, get out of here.
I actually like that last one. Yeah, I like a woman like that, bro, for real.
Yeah,
I mean, it's gonna be hard to grab me and sling me, but when they try to do it, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, go ahead. You know what? Claressa Shields has a over-competitive nature, and I think most of the time, and it's messed up. It's messed up, but. And my man Prodigy say this all the time, and I'm trying my best not to sound sexist when I say it. She's a woman, so she's emotionally. Well, I don't want to get on my baby's bad side. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my baby to hear this and say I don't like him no more. Oh, please.
Everybody knows women are the emotional creatures. Men are the logical creatures. Now, I'm not saying that women don't apply logics. That's not what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, women follow their emotions. Well, let me say this. Some of these niggas of this decade are starting to act like bitches now. Let me go ahead and say that. You know what I'm saying? We're actually in a fucking era where the tables are actually turning. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, for the most part, women are the more emotional creatures. Go ahead.
Right, and I think Claressa, like you said, when you say anything, she's just led by that emotion, man. When you like you hit it on the nail. When they mentioned Amanda Nunez, and remind you, she was cool with Cyborg. Okay. So there might be a little bit of something about, you know what I'm saying, her girl getting, her girl, her beating her girl. And people are talking about how good of a striker that Amanda Nunez is, right? Now, you're gonna have some people that's gonna say, well, maybe Claressa hits harder without gloves. Hey man, let me tell you something. Power is power. All right. Whether you got power is power, motherfucker. Whether you got 8-ounce gloves on or whether you got 2-ounce gloves, power is power.
Right.
And I don't think she's sleeping Amanda Nunez. Okay. And she does not need to get in an octagon with Amanda Nunez. She doesn't need to do that. She's completely like your first fight should not be against somebody of Amanda Nunez caliber. If you go to MMA, you're gonna get your ass whooped. Okay.
I agree.
So I hear what she's saying.
It'd be like James Toney and fucking what's his name?
Couture?
Yeah, Randy Couture. That's exactly how it would be.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? You're absolutely right. See, and that's the thing. So I think Claressa is. We had this discussion about it. She's running out of things to do in boxing because the weight division she's at 168 where there's nobody there. Then you at 160, same thing there. 154. It's a little lit, but it's not as heavy as 147 and Katie Taylor's division, right? And then again, what I said about Claressa Shields, it's a situation of too much too fast. You start doing all these great things too goddamn fast. You should have. I'm not saying don't go for them, but a lot of these things, like maybe that should have waited. Maybe that should have waited. So she's stuck, man, between the rock and the hard place as far as from accolades, achievements and accolades, a point that she's looking at. She's stuck because, like you just said right now, the woman she wants to fight at 147, which is the lovely and beautiful. Now, she's not as beautiful as Claressa Shields.
That's disgusting, bro. Golly, man. Man, bro.
Cecilia Brackens is sitting there like, hey man, I ain't got nothing more to prove. I don't know what the fuck she talking about.
Exactly.
This is like, I ain't got nothing more to prove. Hey, I didn't prove my shit. I don't know what the fuck she talking
about. Exactly, man.
Now if she come down to 147, we can have a conversation. But I ain't going to 154. And Claressa, actually, Cecilia Brackens should be like that. So at the end of the day, man, listen, I get it, Claressa. You don't like nobody, talking about somebody because she made it clear to be like, well, I'm the GOAT. And I mean, she ain't won no 2 gold medals. That's when you know that shit is getting to her. When you say shit like, okay, well, did she win 2 gold? You know what I'm saying? That's like a dude when a chick be talking about something, this my new boo. Okay, yeah, I know you with him, but dude, the motherfucker got a better car than me? That's when you know.
Yeah, right. Right. Exactly.
You know the nigga salty that you said.
Exactly. I mean, we talked about this before, man. She's definitely in a situation where she's looking for opponents, and we talked about this on a previous podcast. You know what I'm saying? She's looking for opponents, dog. Like she's there's nobody at 168. At 160, she's still got Raquel Miller, and that's what Michael was talking about. He'd rather see her fight Raquel Miller. She actually responded to the article you wrote, Michael, about Claressa Shields' long-standing beef with Raquel Miller. She responded to it yesterday, and Shields said, "Hey man, I don't have," because in the headline I said there's been a lot of disdain between the two, dating back to the amateurs. She responded and said, "Hey, I don't have no disdain. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with her. You know what I'm saying? I beat her 3 or 4 times in the amateurs. She's just mad because she can't beat me, and I've always been on top." That's what Claressa Shields said. So she's not even looking at Raquel Miller. You see what I'm saying? And, it is what it is. I mean, I would like to see that fight, but she's not looking at her right now. She's trying to go towards fighting another undisputed champion that can help solidify her legacy even more. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Vasyl Lomachenko and Kosei Tanaka hold the record for the fastest fighters to become a 3-division champion, right? At 12 fights. Well, she's trying to do it at 10 fights, and people are actually comparing her to what Kasei Tanaka and Vasily Lomachenko did. They're actually putting them all three in the same boat. Whether we agree or disagree, the point is it's happening. You see what I'm saying? And she's trying to make it to where not only is her next fight going to allow her to do that with Ivana Habazin, but she wants to fight after that to be for the undisputed queen of queens. You know what I'm saying? Against Cecilia. Now, the thing about Brækhus is this. Brækhus can freeze her out. And that's exactly what she's doing because she wanted this fight to be against Cecilia. And Cecilia went on TMZ and said, yeah, I would like to beat Claressa Shields. Unquote. You know what I'm saying? Quote, unquote. She said that. Verbatim. Now, thinking about it, she said, well, I mean, I don't really need to go to 154. I've been a champion since 2009. I've been undisputed since 2014. You see what I'm saying? That's her fucking resume, bro. I don't even need to talk about who she's beaten because she's beaten everybody. Cecilia Brækhus has done everything she needs to do. She doesn't have to fight Claressa Shields. That's a bonus. You see what I'm saying? That's optional, nigga. That's an elective. You know what I'm saying?
That's an addition.
Exactly. It's like being in school, nigga. That's an elective. You ain't gotta take that shit, right?
Nope.
But at the end of the day, Claressa's seeking that because she needs a fucking opponent, man. And I think she will be looking at Raquel Miller sooner rather than later because Raquel Miller's popularity is actually coming up now. People look at her, they think she fine in a motherfucker. Mike Wilson will attest to that. You know what I'm saying? They think she fine in a motherfucker. They see that she's beating people up, right? She's got an NABF title, a little title. Hell, even she doesn't even recognize it as anything. But, you know, she's coming up. You know what I'm saying? And people recognize it. We're reporting on her. You know, we're putting out there that she's got a beef with Claressa. People are actually on it. Look, shit, Lou DiBella retweeted that actual article as well.
He sure did.
You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of people on that article. There's been a lot of people on the Raquel Miller interview that we had. You see what I'm saying? That Bo had with her. So her popularity is rising, and people are gonna be like, hey, let's see that fight. Since y'all got some beef in the amateurs, let's see it. So I think rather sooner than later she will be looking towards a Raquel Miller just because she's running out of opponents. But her considering MMA is exactly because of that, bro. On top of the fact that, in my opinion, there's more money. Heather Hardy already put that out there. Heather Hardy said, hey, there's been situations, I don't agree with her statement, but I'll use it for the sake of this argument. She said there's been situations where I filled up a stadium fighting on an undercard, and I only got a fraction of the amount of money that was generated while I was on that card. Now, I don't attribute her filling up any goddamn stadium. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. She said that it is what it is. But she's saying that she only got a fraction of the revenue that was generated. And it was a very small portion, right? But when she went over to the UFC or at least MMA and she fought there, she got more money, right? Amanda Serrano's another one that did this. You see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised if Claressa Shields goes over there. Now, here's the thing. Serrano, if I'm not mistaken, fights at 145. So if you're going, I mean, I'm not Serrano, excuse me, Amanda Nunez. So if you're going to go to MMA and possibly fight her at 145, because I'm not sure if she would do a catch weight. Do they even do catch weights in MMA? I don't even think they do that because Cyborg was trying to do a catch weight for Ronda Rousey, and they wouldn't allow it.
They wouldn't let them. Nope.
Right. So I don't even know if they even do catch weights in MMA, right? So how are you going to fight her at 145, but you won't go to 147 for Cecilia? I'm not saying she should. I'm just saying it's kind of a catch-22 there, right?
Yeah.
But I think she'd be killing herself trying to make it to the division Amanda Nunez is at. I think she killed herself to get 154. I think that's why she got injured. I know she hurt her knee, but when you're dropping all that weight, it makes you more susceptible to injury. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
So I think that's why she got injured, man. So look, man, she really ain't got nowhere to go, to be quite honest with you, bro. And if she does go to MMA, I won't be surprised. But do I think it's the best decision? Maybe. If she can't get a Cecilia Brækhus, who else is there to fight? Hannah Gabriel, she already beat. Hannah Gabriel and Maria Dicari are the top two fighters at 154. She already beat Hannah Gabriel. Maria Dicari is what, 16-0 with 0 knockouts. That's not an intriguing fight. So,
but you know what's? I mean, she may have to do these repeat fights. That's what a lot of them women do. She may have to do some of these repeat fights.
Yeah,
man.
you're right. They do a lot of repeat fights. You're right. They'll actually repeat somebody they beat the dust off of. They'll repeat fight the motherfuckers again a few months later.
Yeah, that's what my girl not Mariana Juarez. What's the other one?
Jackie Nava.
Jackie Nava did.
Yeah, she did it. But she lost to that girl and fought her in a repeat like 9 years later.
No. There was another chick. There was another chick she fought. She beat her, knocked her out, then fought her again later on, like 2 years later on, knocked her out again.
I'm pretty sure she's done that more than once.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she ain't fighting Mariana Juarez, but real talk, she's the one that wants that fight. Mariana Juarez don't want it. You know what I'm saying?
Mariana, she bullshitting.
Yeah, I think she's bullshitting. But at the end of the day, the last fight that she had was a rematch of I think it was her first loss of her career, maybe her second, but it was like 9 or 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. They will rematch. And it is what it is. Y'all hit that like button, man. We cover all divisions, even women's boxing.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Random boxing talk, man. What grinds your gears, Mr. Garrison Bland?
Wow, we giving out government names?
Nigga, your fucking government name is all over Three Kings Boxing. What you talking about?
All right, okay.
Yeah. If a motherfucker wanted to look you up, all they got to go to Three Kings Boxing and see your name all over that bitch. Oh, man. What grinds your gears, sir? What is really upsetting you in this beautiful sport of boxing? What is it that's getting underneath your fingernails, brother?
I don't mind debates. I don't mind disagreements. Hell, I don't even mind a lack of not having enough knowledge, right? But what I do mind, but burns my ass, is when you don't know enough about boxing that you're trying to make fun of something that you're looking fucking stupid. When I say a dildo cruise, when I talk about a fighter going through a gauntlet and I drop names like Chop Chop Corley, right? Stop looking at the resume on fucking BoxRec and think I'm talking about a garbage dude. Because the reality was, when Floyd fought Chop Chop Corley, it was for a title eliminator bout. You know what that means? That means that this motherfucker positioned himself to where you have to get past this guy to get to the title, okay? So every fight in every fighter's career gets them to that next fucking step. Every fight gets you to that next goddamn step. You got to win this fight to get to that step. And then to talk about B-level. Everybody at one point is the B-level fighter. Do you know what makes you not a B-level fighter? Beating that B-level fighter, getting to that next step. That's what makes you not be a C-level fighter. You start out, people don't know where to gauge you. So you beat the lower tier guys. They say, okay, you're above them. Then you beat the next tier guy. Okay, then you're above them once you beat them, right? But you have to beat them to get to that next fucking step. Because B-level fighters, if you're not paying attention, can beat top fighters. Ask fucking Ricardo Mayorga, who beat Vernon goddamn Forrest at the height of his fucking career. Okay?
Yeah.
This shit happens, and this shit happens, and you know you can make the Hall of Fame fighting B-level fighters as Arturo fucking Gotti.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fucking Barry McGuigan.
Yeah, Barry McGuigan, Arturo motherfucking Gotti.
Ingemar Johansson.
Thank you. Okay? But you have to fight these dudes to get to that step. If you're if you move from 135 to 140, well, you gotta fight these guys at 140 to get to that next step, to get to that fucking title. Okay? So to sit up here and talk about B-level, or don't understand how boxing works, when you're talking about a fighter's career and his resume, the one thing you have to take into account is, in order for him to get to that next fucking step, this is the guy he gotta fucking fighting goddamn beat. If he don't beat this guy, he don't get to that step. So you gotta beat this guy. And what kills me is, if you're out here living, like, that's how life works, right? When you go out there in the workforce at 16, they don't automatically place you here. You're an executive. No, motherfucker. You start at the mailroom. That's the job you got to get first. Then you get past that job, and then the next one, and the next one, and so forth and so on. Well, that's fucking boxing. There's levels to all of that shit. You got to get past this guy. When you get past this guy, you go to the next guy. Now, it might be a B-level fighter that, for whatever odd reason, did something to make him in a position to where, hey, you got to fight that motherfucker for a fucking eliminator. Okay? But if he don't beat that guy, then he don't get to that next goddamn step. All right? Again, we've seen these dudes. We've seen B-level. I can name plenty of B-level fighters that have won championships. Caleb fucking Truax won a goddamn title. But you know what? You got to beat Caleb Truax to win that fucking title. If you don't beat Caleb Truax, you don't win the fucking title.
Yep.
So understand.
David Diaz was a champion. Nate Campbell.
Yeah, David Diaz.
Nate Campbell was a B-level lineal fucking champion.
Thank you.
Hey, hold on. Let me not say that. Let me not say that once. Yeah, you know, somebody might get triggered. Let me say.
Yeah, right. You know, you might get triggered, right? For example, we just saw one that recently happened with Tom fucking Shorts and fucking Tyson Fury, right? Tom Shorts is rated number 2. Now, you can say B or C level, whatever. But if Tyson Fury don't get past Tom Shorts, that's it. So you got to get past that guy if you want to get to the path to the champion. So each one of them fights count, especially if the guy's undefeated. You might feel he's B-level, blah, 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 whatever. But that don't matter. If he's in the way of this dude as he's coming up, that's the motherfucker you got to fight to get to that next goddamn step. So I be like, man, y'all need to learn the sport. Stop looking at motherfuckers' records and looking at their fucking win-loss record. That never tells you the fucking story of who a guy was at the time of that goddamn fight. Okay? Cut that shit. Like, that shit fucking kills me, man. You mention a name like Ross Perry. He was garbage. No, Ross Perry gave everybody fucking problems.
Right.
That's the reason why he remained relevant for so long. He was the type of dude that if you slept on, he sleep your ass.
Yep.
See? You got to understand shit like that, man. Fucking Derek Chisora. We just saw Derek Chisora sleep fucking Spilka. He's another one. He gives everybody fucking, either he's going to knock you out or get knocked out. Right? But you got to get past Chisora to get to the next fucking step. So learn the fucking sport and how it works. Just because I drop names, Diego Corrales or Chop Corley or Emmanuel Augustus or Henry Brussels. Okay, and Henry Brussels was another title eliminator fight Floyd had to have. He was a B-level fighter. But if Floyd don't beat him, he don't get to that next goddamn step. Same thing with Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya don't beat Robles, he don't get to that next motherfucking step. Okay? Randall, the guy that beat Chavez gave Chavez his official first loss. What was his name?
Right. Randall
something.
Why the fuck did I just forget that, dog? I'm not even going to look at the chat because I think
Randall Bailey. Randall Bailey.
No, it wasn't Randall. No, that did not give Chavez his first loss. Frankie Randall. Yeah, okay, right. Frankie Randall. I couldn't remember. Frankie Randall, right? Frankie Randall. B-level dude. Be Julio Cesar Chavez. So B-level fighters, man, if you ain't ready and prepared for them, they win fights because you can look at every fucking year of fight. 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, whatever. And all the fight divisions, you'll have more B-level fighters than you will elite level guys. That's just the fucking truth. During the Hagler, Hearns, Duran, and Leonard era, okay, you can probably name maybe you can throw in Colombe and maybe the Body Snatcher as maybe top level fighters, and probably them two dudes to be A-level fighters because the rest of the other 4 I named were elite level fighters. But everybody else was B-level. But you had to get past them B-level motherfuckers to get to that next goddamn step. Right.
So that's what burns my ass, man, is when guys just hear a name and they go off, he got 16 losses. Well, he didn't have 16 losses when that nigga fought him. Shit. Know the goddamn sport.
Well, you already know people going to say what they got to say, man. It is what it is. Let me go to the chat real quick, man. My man Cheetahhead said, not to change the subject, apologies if y'all touched on it, but have y'all talked about Buddy McGirt and that cat Maxim Dadashev that got fucked up Friday? We didn't talk about it. I think we kind of touched on it. I'm not really going to speak too much on Maxim Dadashev because, to be quite honest with you, a lot of them Eastern European dudes, him and Ejidijas Kavaliauskas and Alexander Besputin, they're not really that good of fighters to begin with. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you're seeing them having trouble. But I will say that I hope that he's okay. You know what I'm saying? I haven't gotten an update on Maxim Dadashev. So what we do know is that he went into surgery. I'm not sure if the surgery was okay or not. But we do hope that he's okay. We never want to see that happen to anyone. Same thing. We know David White is okay now. He had a broken orbital. David Allen, excuse me. He had a broken orbital bone. He's okay. Saw a picture of him on Instagram where he's eating 2 boxes of chicken and shit. You know what I'm saying?
My man.
Yeah, so he's good. But Maxim Dadashev, I don't have an update on him, so I hope he's okay.
I hope he is okay, man. That's it's a very unfortunate thing. And what you saw with Buddy McGirt possibly saved that boy's life because he told him, "Hey, man, you got to be honest with me." He said, "Don't and he was telling the fighter, and even he was actually telling the translator, "Hey, don't bullshit me here. Be honest with me," because what he was saying just wasn't right. And he did what, as a trainer, you should do, man. When listen, I'm not okay with fighters quitting, but I have no problem when the corner stops a fight.
Yeah, right.
I have no problem with that. Like when Lamont Peterson looked at his trainer and said, "Yo, what's up? What you want me to do?" And when Lamont went to walk out and he stopped the fight, I was like, all right, cool. I got no problem with that, because as the trainer, as a fighter, man, the trainer job is to save us from ourselves. And because Dadashev, that's me. Hey, man, you got to kill me out here. That's the only way I'm losing. You got to kill me. That's the fighter's mentality. You got to, like, it takes a special person to be a fighter, period. I'm just going to tell y'all that, man.
Yeah, right.
It takes us, because you got to willingly know you're going into fucking danger. So.
Yeah. All right, man. Let me go to Michael Wilson says something, and I actually want to touch on this. He said Teofimo Lopez didn't look great, but Nakatani was a bit better than we all thought. Nakatani showed that Teofimo still has some things to learn. Then again, Teofimo is just 21 years old. Let me ask you this, man. I don't want to jump too far into this because we still got some shit we got to take care of, but Teofimo Lopez, man, everybody's saying he got exposed. Mm-hmm. Do you believe that's the case?
No, I don't believe that's the case. I don't believe that's the case at all, period. You listen, you're not gonna beat everybody. You're not gonna have the greatest nights of night. Eventually you're gonna run into that one tough guy who you don't know anything about, and they're gonna wind up giving you a bigger fight than what you have. You don't believe me? Ask motherfucking Michael Spinks when he beat Muhammad Ali, only being 9-0.
Leon Spinks.
Okay, Leon Spinks, right? Yeah, Leon Spinks when he was only 9-0 and he beat Muhammad Ali. Ask motherfucking Tyson when he lost to Buster fucking Douglas.
Right.
Okay, it's boxing, man. Sometimes you're gonna run against that guy just because you don't know nothing about him. Hell, nobody knew nothing about Emmanuel Navarrete. He beat the brakes off dog, man.
Nobody knew him. Shit, nobody knew fucking Jaime Munguia.
Right, nobody knew Jaime Munguia.
They just knew HBO wouldn't take that fight.
Yeah,
that's all they knew.
Exactly. They knew HBO wouldn't take that fight. You're absolutely right. And Jaime Munguia beat the hell out of Saddam Ali, and Emmanuel Navarrete beat the brakes off of Dogbag. So it's boxing, man. You're gonna run into a guy that he's prepared, he's well prepared, he's well scouted for you, and he's ready. That's just how the sport is. So I don't think he was exposed. I think he finally ran up against someone that had enough tools in his tool shed to offset some of the things Teofimo likes to do. And then he was faced with adversity of fighting a taller, longer fighter, so he had to figure out what to do to get on the inside. So, no, I don't think he was exposed. I think he was in a tough fight, and he had to make adjustments, and now he understands. Now, I don't think he's ready for Vasily Lomachenko after watching that fight, though.
Yeah. Well, the problem is, man, people jump the gun too quickly. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. He's 21 years old, bro. All right? He hadn't fought anybody of note. Fucking Diego Magdaleno. You know what I'm saying? Mason Menard. You know what I'm saying? He was still at a level where he was putting himself into contendership. You see what I'm saying? And when you do that, you will come across guys that will give you trouble. You see what I'm saying? Right? Floyd Mayweather had Jose Luis Castillo. He had before that he had fucking Carlos Hernandez. Actually, Carlos Hernandez is the guy that it was a bullshit knockdown, but that is the guy, or at least that is the fight where he got knocked down in. Floyd Mayweather. It was a bullshit knockdown because Carlos Hernandez didn't land a punch. He was roughing him up. I think he hit Floyd in the dick or something like that. Or Floyd hit him and hurt his hand. That's what it was. Floyd hit him, hurt his hand, and then he kind of dropped his hand, and his hand hit the fucking canvas. Referee called it a knockdown. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But Carlos Hernandez was giving him trouble. A little bit of trouble. You see what I'm saying? Fighters throughout boxing history that are seen as Hall of Fame fighters have that fighter early in their career that gave them trouble. Shit, Emmanuel Augustus was another one that gave Floyd Mayweather trouble. Floyd Mayweather tells you that Emmanuel Augustus was the hardest fight of his career.
That's the one where he said, I got to become a defensive fighter.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So there's always guys, you know what I'm saying, that these top fighters have trouble with early in their career. You look at Andre Ward, it was Darnell Boone.
Boom.
Sergey Kovalev, it was Darnell Boone. Adonis Stevenson, it was Darnell Boone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this shit happens to the best of guys. You know what I'm saying?
Muhammad Ali, you remember the guy that hit him with the left hook? And he said never hook with a hooker, go out with one. And he got hit with that left hook. I forget the guy's name. That was early in Ali's career when he was Cassius.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember the fight. I just don't remember the guy's name. But I remember the fight. He was Cassius Clay. He got hit with a left hook and got put down. That guy gave him trouble. He wound up winning, but he gave him trouble. But yeah, but you're right in what you're saying. You know, like throughout the history of boxing, you see this everywhere.
Yeah, I mean it happens with every Henry Cooper. That's what Mike Wilson said. Henry Cooper, right? But I mean it happens with all the best fighters. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect Teofimo Lopez to go into every goddamn fight he fights and run through the dude like he did Mason Menard. I don't expect that. Like he did Edis Tatley. I don't expect that. You know what I'm saying? It's actually a breath of fresh air that he got this experience. Now he knows that he's got to watch out for the straight right hand. You see what I'm saying? Because that shit was money all night long. He's got to watch out for the jab. He's got to do a little bit more head movement, right? He's got to do a little bit more side-to-side movement with his upper body. He's got to do a little bit more lateral movement. He's got to apply angles a little bit better. All of those things keep you away from the jab and the straight right or the jab and the straight left, depending on who you're fighting. You see what I'm saying? So it was good at 21 years old, right before he's supposed to be fighting for the IBF title, that he got this experience. He's not exposed. He's 21. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm finna say Yudakis Gamboa, Crawford.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, Crawford would tell you to this day, that was his toughest fight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Gamboa was a high-level fighter.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But I'm saying that's the guy that gave him that trouble early in his career.
Well, I'm talking in terms of non-high-level fighters that give people trouble.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you.
You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is, man. But, nah, man, Teofimo Lopez is good. He's not exposed. Actually, shit, this is going to help him. And there's going to be more dynamic to his game that tells you that he's not exposed. So, nah, man. All right, man. So, I got some shit I want to address real quick. And, dude gonna remain nameless. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some water, man.
That's it, Mike. It was Doug Jones.
Doug Jones was the guy?
Doug Jones. Doug Jones is the one that gave Cash his problems. You know, with that left hook and dropped him. Yeah. It was Doug Jones. So, yeah.
So, if y'all were here in the beginning of this podcast, I kept saying, if you got a problem with me, look at my nigga Cheetah Head Veggie Time. If you got a problem with me saying anything, right? All you gotta do is send me a message, man. All you gotta do is hit me up. You can hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All that shit is sitting right up there in the top right corner of the fucking screen, man. Or you come to the podcast, send me a fucking private message on here and say, hey, man, I disagree with what you said. Hell, listen, man, this shit is off the top of the dome, all right? We're going to make mistakes. We're going to say shit that might not be true. I might come back and say, hey, man, matter of fact, I said this ain't true. Matter of fact, I did it live on the last podcast.
What'd you say, Prodigy? Tell him.
I'm trying to remember what the fuck you said. And I was telling you, no. It was something, Canelo wasn't, Canelo was after Cotto or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you named the fights that Floyd Mayweather had in his contract with Showtime. I'm like, man, Canelo.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I said Canelo was one of them fights.
I said Canelo wasn't a part of that. And then you said, yeah, he was. I said, no, he wasn't. And then I thought about it. I said, oh shit, he was. See, we know boxing all the way back, bro. You know what I'm saying? To the inception of the sport, man. So shit gets crossed every once in a while. It fucking happens. On the last podcast, I said Manny Pacquiao was only a 2-weight lineal champion. That's incorrect. He's a 5-weight lineal champion. You see what I'm saying? I don't mind correcting myself when I'm wrong. But what pisses me off is when motherfuckers hear something on here and immediately they decide they got to make a video to try to refute that. See, that's some bitch-made beta male shit, and I don't give a fuck how respectful the video was. You see? To me, I'm a fucking man, dog. I'm a real motherfucking man, dog. Alright? If I got a problem with you and I can't see you, you're going to hear from me via fucking DM. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's a direct message to your fucking email, your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, your YouTube, whatever the fuck you got a DM at, if I got a problem with you, you're going to hear directly from me. I will never and have never gone behind somebody's back and made a video about something I disagree with. Because here's the thing. Number one, you might take out of context what the person said and then attack a point, and you're taking this shit out of context. You're attacking a mute point. That doesn't make any sense, right? That could happen. So you want to get with the person, make sure that this is what they actually meant, right? And then if it's still something after you get with the person, let them know. Be a man. Hey, bro, I might have to go live on you because of this. You see what I'm saying? And it is what it is after that. You know what I'm saying? But when you go live behind my back and your response is, well, we all do this in the YTBC. No, the fuck we don't. First of all, I'm not a part of your fucking YTBC. This is a channel to promote my goddamn website. You know what I'm saying? This is a channel to promote my staff. The people that I have working with me. You know what I'm saying? Bo, Big Cool, Cheetah Head, Mike Wilson, Corey Cunningham. You know, my man Blake, Red, Taylor Christie's. You know, my affiliate 78. Stay ready. It's a fucking channel to promote everybody that's fucking with Three Kings, Pep Talk UK. That's what this is, man. We not part of your stupid ass YTBC. Y'all can have that. I've never, not one time, and you can go on my channel, go on the archives, not one time have I ever made a fucking video going at anybody in the YTBC. The only time I did it was recently. Why? Because he attacked the business first. Mm-hmm. I made a response video to what he was saying that was incorrect about our business, saying that, oh, Three Kings Boxing is anti-Al Heyman. Three Kings Boxing is anti-Deontay Wilder. That's why I made a fucking response video to that. You see what I'm saying? And as y'all see, even to this day, there still ain't no articles. And that one was at like 2-3 weeks ago, bro. There still ain't no fucking. We produce a good 10, 11 articles a day.
Right.
There still ain't no articles up there saying anything bad about Deontay Wilder. Actually, there's an extra interview of Deontay Wilder since that situation. There still ain't no articles saying anything bad about Al Heyman on 3kingsboxing.com. So that's why I went at that guy. Now, the situation with this dude is this. And I'm not going to cook him. But I'm going to call it like it is. When you talk about a man behind his back, that's some female shit, bro. You know, that's what women do, man. Did you hear what that girl said? I'm going to social media. I'm about to get all up on my Facebook account and talk about that bitch. I'm about to get all up on my Twitter and talk about that bitch. That's what hoes do, nigga. So I don't care how respectful the fucking video was. You made a beta male mistake, man. And I don't respect you for that. You see what I'm saying? Now check it out. His gripe was this. That on the video with Andy Ruiz, what did I say? Andy Ruiz is the shot caller, and then I said Keith Thurman tells us who he gonna duck. The video I had a red hat on. I think it was that video. Mm-hmm. When I mentioned that when we talk about lineal championship, right? Lineal status.
Right.
We talk about lineal status. I specifically said on there is a technical lineal champion, which is being pretty much watered down today, right? And then you've got the moral lineal champion, aka what is right, who is rightfully the lineal champion, even though he may not be recognized as that by the boxing consensus, right? I also mentioned that Ring Magazine gives their belt to the lineal champion of every division. Now, that has been the case for a while now, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have contacted the Ring to see if this is still the case, okay? So if it's not the case, if the Ring comes back to us and says, yo, nah, man, because specifically we said, does the Ring Magazine belt award its belt to the lineal champion of every division? That's specifically what we asked them. If they come back to us and say, no, we are different from the lineal champion, I have no problem saying, oh, my bad, that was wrong. Nothing wrong with that. But we all know that at one point in time, the lineal status coincided with the Ring Magazine belt. We all know this. You can look it up. It's talked about. All right? Now, here's the problem I have with his comment. I don't have much of a problem. See? And that's why niggas need to come fuck with me, man. Because I don't have much of a problem with what you're saying. Because I already said there's a moral lineal champion. He's saying you can't be lineal champion. Or I'm sorry. He said, going off of what I said about Alexander Gvozdyk, I said Alexander Gvozdyk is not the lineal champion, right? But I failed to say he's technically not the lineal champion. The reason why I said that is because Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev was billed as a lineal fight. Do you remember that, Bo?
Yeah.
All of the boxing community remembers this. Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev was billed as a fight for lineal status. Okay? The reason being is because Ring Magazine had took away their belt from Adonis Stevenson. Now, I said, even in that video, Adonis Stevenson was still the lineal champion morally. Nobody had beat him yet. He beat Chad Dawson. Nobody beat Adonis Stevenson. He was still morally the lineal champion. All right? But at the end of the day, things can be reset. They can reset the shit while you're still active. You see what I'm saying? That's how this shit runs now. And that's what they did with Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev. They say, yo, this is lineal status. Why? Because Adonis Stevenson is not trying to fight the best. Fuck him. This is for lineal status now. You see what I'm saying? Now, here's the deal. I said Gvozdyk is not technically the lineal champion because Adonis Stevenson has not been recognized as that within the boxing consensus for like the last 3 years now. Now, I failed to say he's morally the lineal champion because that's how I feel. He is the lineal champion when it comes to what's right. He beat Adonis Stevenson. He is the lineal champion when it comes to what's right. But technically, he's not. Okay? And that's what I failed to say. So I'll give him that. But what he's talking about is lineal status has been since before the Ring Magazine was even conceived, right? Since back in the 1800s. Well, he also states that lineal status is what it is. Lineal means lineage, right? You're supposed to be able to trace back who the champions were up to the point where you became a lineal champion, right? That's what the term means. But the problem is this. If it truly means that, then how could you ever become a lineal champion when guys die off or guys retire or guys move up in weight and never expect to go back down to that weight they're a lineal champion at? A la Terrence Crawford, right? His arguing point was Terrence Crawford was the last lineal champion at 135. That's why Vasyl Lomachenko's not lineal champion right now. Okay, I'm going to use your argument against you. So you're saying that even though Terrence Crawford had went to 140, had went to 147, he still got the lineal status locked down at 135? So you're saying that even though he'll never go back to 135, we got to wait until Terrence Crawford retires? Until somebody else can become lineal champion at 135, even though he'll never campaign at the division again? How much sense does that make? He also mentioned there's not a lineal champion at bantamweight, right? Now, I will concede to this. When I looked at Noye on Ring Magazine and I saw that he held the ring belt, I myself was like, why the fuck would he be lineal champion? He only beat Jamie McDonald, fucking Juan Carlos Payano, and Emmanuel Rodriguez, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said that to myself, right? But at the same time, I'm still under the impression that the ring still coincides with lineal champion. And as I said, we've already contacted Ring. If they get back to me and say, hey, no, we don't, then I have no problem in saying I was wrong in that, right? But we do know at one point they did coincide with the lineal status. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not wrong in thinking that, okay? But this motherfucker said Captain Kangaroo back in 1964 was the last bantamweight champion. So how the fuck do you ever become a bantamweight champion then? If Captain Kangaroo is dead, nigga. Or he's moved on. He'll never fight at bantamweight again. So how do you say who the next lineal champion is at bantamweight? I'll tell you how. It resets. And that's always been my point from the beginning. It resets. Now, let me say this too, bro. Lineal status, and you can look this up. I've done a lot of research on lineal status. It is as subjective as saying who's pound for pound number one. Throughout the boxing community, bro, nobody can actually nail down what happens after you say he beat the man that beat the man that beat the man that beat the man, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody can nail down, well, what happens afterwards. There's a debate, well, if you retire, you're done. I agree with that. This nigga agreed with that. You know what I'm saying? So, no, he didn't, Chris M, because I actually talked to him. He said Terrence Crawford is still the lineal champion at 135. That's why Vasily Lomachenko is not lineal champion at 135. So he did not say that if you move up into a new weight, you're no longer the lineal champion. He didn't say that. He only said if you retire. Because I actually talked to B. Marsh. All right? He said if you retire. Okay? Which I agree with. Which he agreed with. That's why we said Tyson Fury's not lineal champion because he retired. I agree with that. But his talking point is lineage comes from all the way from 1800. Well, you can't say that because you can't beat the man who beat the man that beat the man if the last motherfucker that did it was in 1964. And my point is, how does a new lineal champion get birthed? You have to reset the status. Mm-hmm. That's how it gets birthed. You know what I'm saying? Andre Ward was the last lineal champion at 168, right? He retired. Callum Smith won't be able to beat Andre Ward for the fucking accolade. So now it has reset. Why? Because he went through the WBSS and became the unified champion there. So now he's the lineal champion. They always have to anoint a new dude that's going to be the guy to beat. You see what I'm saying? Right, exactly, Jordan. It's a show. Exactly. I mean, it's a situation where, like I said, nobody knows what to say after the guy beats the man that beats the man, etc. It's an ongoing debate after that. You see what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, when somebody retires, they need to anoint a new guy who's the man to beat. And that's why Callum Smith would be that lineal champion at 168. He's the new man to beat. You see what I'm saying? That's why Canelo would be that guy at 168 when he beat Cotto. Right? Came back
160.
I'm sorry, 160, excuse me. Beat Cotto. Went back down to fucking 154. He kept his lineal status because when he went to 154, he still hadn't lost. Right? Came back up, beat Golovkin. Or drew with him and then beat him. Right? Still lineal champion. You see what I'm saying? It resets. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? Bo, you had a good one with Lennox Lewis at heavyweight. What was it?
I said after Lennox Lewis, the ring belt was given to Vitali, right? Then Vitali left in 2004. Lennox Lewis had long retired. Lennox Lewis had retired after Vitali. So Vitali picks up the fucking ring belt. So if the ring belt coincides with lineage, then Vitali Klitschko was the lineal champion. But Vitali retired in 2004. Then Vladimir won it in 2009. So if Vladimir won in 2009 fighting Rugen Shagayev, he became the ring lineal champion. Then he never beat Lennox Lewis for that motherfucker. So it had to have reset after Lewis.
Yeah. It reset, and he even acknowledged that Vladimir Klitschko became, it was at the end of his video, he said Vladimir Klitschko became the lineal champion after he beat Ruslan Shagayev. He said that. Well, how the fuck did Ruslan Shagayev become the guy to beat to become lineal champion? Because he never beat Lennox Lewis? It's because it reset! Talk to me before you make videos, man. Real talk. Because you have no point after this, man. Also, I'm going to be real. I'm going to give y'all some real shit. The word lineal, like I said, is derived from lineage, which means you should be able to trace it all the way back. He's talking from a point of like a family tree. You know what I'm saying? Being able to trace your ancestors all the way back to 1636 and shit, right? He's talking from that point. Well, in boxing, when it comes to the lineal champion, you can't do that. Because not everybody fights in that system, right? Sequentially, that leads up to today. See? A family lineage that leads up to today. You know what I'm saying? But not in boxing. You don't fight leading up to today. So at some point, you got to draw the line and say, okay, this is the new guy to beat. We're anointing him. That's what they do. You see what I'm saying? You can't treat lineage in boxing like lineage with your fucking family. And that's how he was talking. Well, it came before the Ring magazine. No, nigga, it doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, they drew a line and said, yeah, we understand that you can't fight Jack Dempsey for the lineal title, Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, they draw the fucking line and they say, bet, here's the new guy to beat. Whether you like it or not, that's how it's done. You see? I'm talking from a technical standpoint here. Do I agree with it? Doesn't matter. That's how it's done. And you better not. You better hope Ring Magazine tells me that they do not coincide with the lineal champion. You better hope, bro. Because if they do, I'm going off. This ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he knows his shit, Chris M. But the problem is this. He contradicted himself. When he said that whole thing about Terrence Crawford is the reason why Vasily Lomachenko is not the lineal champion at 135, that was a terrible statement. Also, he contradicted himself when he said Vladimir Klitschko beat Ruslan Shagayev to be able to become lineal champion at heavyweight. That's where he fucked up because he's playing directly into what I'm saying. That's where he fucked up, but he don't understand that. All I've been saying is it resets. That's it. That's it. And I'm also saying that given if you're an inactive fucking fighter, you're not trying to fight the best, they reset it. They can do that. That's how it is today now. Now, morally, the guy is still the champion, yes. Mm-hmm. But technically he's not. They reset it. Just like
so morally, so you're saying morally, Kovacic should be the lineal champion?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. And I told him that. I told him I think Kovacic is the lineal champion. But technically he's not. They're not even talking about him.
I think that fight with Beterbiev, is that billed as
I haven't heard shit about. They've only said Kovacic versus Beterbiev is a unification bout. They don't even talk about lineal championship there, bro. They're not talking about it. But the fight that they are talking about lineal, Hiroto Kayaguchi versus Ken Shiro at 108. if those two fight in December, oh, that's already been talked about as a fucking lineal title fight. Because Hiroto Kayaguchi is the lineal champion at 108. Why? Because Heki Butler defeated Ryuichi Taguchi.
Yep.
And then Hiroto Kayaguchi defeated Heki Butler.
Yep.
So you can actually trace that one, but some of these divisions, you can't trace it. You can't trace it back in some of these divisions. So they anoint a new one. It's just like if you have a king, right? Here's a good fucking analogy. You got a king. A king is supposed to be a fucking king based on his lineage, correct?
Correct.
But if there's no son in the new king's family, it goes to somebody else.
That's true. It goes to a nephew or, whatever the next boy is. Nephew, grandson, whatever.
Too easy, man. Listen, I respect the dude's knowledge. He knows his shit. But what pisses me off is you didn't talk to me as a man, dog. Just come talk to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Niggas are scared to talk to me. What the fuck is it, man? Come talk to me. I have no problem saying I'm wrong if I'm wrong. Like I said, if Ring Magazine comes back to me and says, nah, man, we don't coincide with the lineal. We used to, but we don't anymore. I'll say, bet. I don't believe Naoya Inoue should be a lineal champion any fucking way. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe Callum Smith should, because Andre Ward retired. He won the WBSS, which they said that was the fucking tournament that had the best fighters. They said it. That's what it was billed as. He's now a unified champion, or he's a WBA super champion. Excuse me, not unified, because he has a WBC diamond belt. Yeah. I know I said that earlier. I'm correcting it now.
I was gonna say I was gonna get you at the end. I was waiting.
Yeah.
You took my fucking steal.
Yeah.
Get you at the end.
He's a WBA super champion. I think he has WBC diamond, so he's not unified, right?
Right.
But he's the guy that came out of the WBSS. He is the new anointed lineal champion because they can't get it from Andre Ward. Very simple, man. You know what I'm saying? Canelo's a lineal champion. Yes, he is. I didn't mention Alexander Usyk because he relinquished all his titles and went to heavyweight. He's talking about not even going back to cruiserweight. But he is a lineal champion, but I didn't mention him because he's not trying to go back to cruiserweight. They've already distributed his titles off and shit. You know what I'm saying? Dorticos.
Yeah, what's called got the IBF title right now.
Dorticos.
Yeah.
And then fucking Ramirez Breda's got the WBO. They've already distributed his titles off and shit. He's not going back to cruiserweight. Hiroto Kayaguchi is a lineal champion. So the only one that I will, concede to is Naoya Inoue. That's it. Juan Francisco Estrada is a lineal champion. He beat Sariska Sora Rungvisai, who beat Chocolatito. You can trace that one.
Yeah.
These dudes, man.
You can't you trace Canelo because Canelo beat Cotto. Then he went to 154 and won that belt. Then they gave it to Golovkin. Then Canelo went and beat Golovkin.
Well, forget about that because remember Ricky Hatton was the lineal champion at 140. He moved up to 147, lost to Floyd Mayweather, then went back to 140, had a couple of fights, and then lost to Manny Pacquiao.
Yep.
And then Manny Pacquiao became lineal. So, in reality, it doesn't matter if you move up in weight, right? I get that. But you got to look at when motherfuckers are not trying to go back to that weight class. They will anoint another one. Terrence Crawford is not going back to 135. He's not. He's done with that division. He's too big for it now. You see what I'm saying? So they're anointing a new one. When Jose Linares defeated Anthony Crolla, that was for the ring belt. Anthony Crolla was a top 5 fighter in the division.
Yeah, he was. And when Vasily Lomachenko beat Linares, he was awarded that belt.
Right. Now, I get it. Like I said, I get it. Morally, I'm on the same page with dude morally, man. That's why I hate when niggas go to fucking videos, making videos and shit without talking to me. I'm actually on the same page morally. I would just ask you to understand that eventually it resets because you can't do lineage like you do family heritage. You can't do it that way. Actually, they need to change the name because it's not true lineage. Because you can't do it that way in boxing. It's not really true lineage. You're not always going to be able to go back into 1872 and it leads all the way up to 2019. Actually, you probably would never do that. Not one division will be able to do that, bro.
Well, my thing is the whole man that beat the man that beat the man that beat the man, right? Because like you said, Lennox Lewis retired, so nobody ever beat that man. So
right.
So why are we saying man that beat the man that beat the man that beat the man? Because at some point, like you said, if Lennox Lewis retired, then it reset. So that means whoever the new one is, he's not the man that beat the man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So when people say the man that beat the man that beat the man that beat the man, okay, wait a minute, because Floyd Mayweather retired, right? We know this. He's going. He's at a 147. At some point, there'll be a new lineal champion at 147. So you can't say, oh, that's the man that beat the man. No. It reset. It's not the man that beat the man. The man retired.
I mean, that's two-dimensional thinking. Oh, man, it means this, so it means this too. No, motherfucker, it resets. That's common sense, man. That's common sense. I get it. You want it to be like that because of what lineage means. I get it. But that's just not the case, bro. You can't do it that way in boxing. Motherfuckers retire. Motherfuckers die. Motherfuckers end up not fighting motherfuckers. That's how it works. You can't do it that way. It's impossible. That's why I say they actually should change the name. And to be quite honest, based on his definition, he's actually watering it down. Because nobody's talking about Alexander Gvozdyk being a lineal champion, even though he is. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody says Alexander Gvozdyk's the lineal champion at light heavyweight. Matter of fact, they're not even saying he's the best fighter there. I understand that lineal doesn't mean you're the best fighter. I mean, skill is different, right? But I'm just saying, they're not even saying that. So it's actually, in that case, a world champion is better than a lineal champion. Because a world champion gets more publicity. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. If you look at his case and how he's saying shit. See, that's the problem. Dudes, they love boxing too much that they let emotions get in the way with logical thinking, man. That's the problem. You know? I respect dude loves boxing. I respect that he does his research. But at the end of the day, bruh, you got to think logically on top of that, man. You definitely need to think logically when you decide to put the business name in your fucking title. My man said I had to put Prodigy of Three Kings in the title because that's the name of your channel. But what the fuck is the name of my channel?
Prodigy of Boxing Talk.
I don't see Three Kings anywhere near the name of my fucking channel. Anywhere near. So that leads me to believe a couple of things. You see what I'm saying? Maybe it's clout chasing. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But at the end of the day, my thing is this. When you put my business, first of all, when you go behind my back and not talk to me as a man, I don't respect you already. But when you put my business name in the title of your video, I immediately have a problem with that. This is something that I work 24 hours a day. And YouTube, these guys know on YouTube when motherfuckers say, oh, you know, I'm calling this dude out. You know what I'm saying? Or response video to such and such. These people on YouTube are extremely thirsty, man. They want to see, they want to see two dudes battle each other. You know what I'm saying? They want to see controversy. They want to see beef. See, the person that sent me the link to the video, he sent it to me before the video started. Why? Because I clicked on the link and it was just a black screen. Nobody had been talking yet. He wasn't live yet. You know what I'm saying? So he was advertising this on his channel long enough for somebody to be able to grab the link and send it to me. All right? When the guy sent it to me, he said, you're being called out. So even that person, without even hearing what this guy said, we already said his name, B. Marsh, right? Before even listening to what this guy said on his channel, he immediately thought he was calling out Three Kings and decided to send it to me. Not my personal account. He sent it to the Three Kings account and said, you're being called out. You see? Niggas is just not smart, bruh. he kept saying, I don't want you to take this personally in your video. I'm not taking what you're saying personally. I'm taking how you went about executing this personally. You weren't a man about your shit, bro. That's what I'm taking personally. I'm taking personally you put in my business name in your fucking response video title. I'm taking that personally, bro. So if you don't want to somehow offend me, then just come talk to me then. I know, weed degree, straight up. I know. But just come fucking talk to me, man. I'm right here. You got anything you want to add, Bo?
Man, at the end of the day, man, my thing is that something really worth making a video causing a ruckus over? That's like my thing, because if you say morally and technically, well, morally is based off of, how you feel, right? Some people may morally agree, some people may morally disagree, okay? But if we say technical, well, technical is what we have to go off of, because that's actually what they're doing right now, regardless of whether we agree or disagree with it, right? But that's what they're doing right now, because like you said, yes, I agree that morally, fucking Gavazic should be the fucking lineal champion, but technically, they're looking at, no, he's not. Because like you said, they're not billionaires, and I've never even heard them address him as that. Hell, when he fucking won the belt off Stevens, I never even heard them say that.
They didn't even talk about that fight for the lineal championship. Now, they were talking about Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury for the lineal championship.
Yeah, because they're 1 and 2.
Right.
You're right. So that's like, the thing with me.
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Okay, no problem. So the thing with me, man, is some of that stuff is just not like some of that right there. That's not something for me to be making a video about or making a video over. Because that's like, there's two parts of that argument that you can make where both of you guys can sound right. Because like you said, he made some points that you agree with.
Yeah. All you had to do was come talk to me. I'd be like, hey, I agree with your point.
Yeah, he made some points that you agree with. But I am going to say this, man. Look, man, we're going to protect the brand. That's just what we're going to do. We're going to protect the brand. Three Kings Boxing is the brand. So when you make a title like that, just like when Ice Chip did the same fucking thing, when he said, 3 Kings got a problem, hey, man, we're going to protect the brand. Just like on Twitter when we had an issue. We're going to protect the brand, man, because that's our brand. This is really what we do, and we really do this on a 24-hour basis, We really do, because this is our brand, and we're growing it. So we got to protect the brand, man.
It is what it is, man. All right, man, y'all know what to do. As I said before, man, if y'all got a problem, anybody, like I said, I would have invited dude on the show. I told him that. I said, hey, man, all you had to do is easily send me a fucking message. And say, hey, man, I disagree with what you said on this. Let's talk about it. I said, bet, I'll get you on the show. Everything would have been good. My man Eric R. is saying, Pitt, this ain't a Pitt episode because I don't disagree with him. You know what I'm saying? I just disagree with how he's trying to liken lineage as like family heritage. Nigga, you can trace it all the way back to 1732. That's what I say. You can't do that. You have to treat it differently in boxing. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Like I said, all y'all got to do is come talk to me, man. I'm going to say some shit. And this is another thing. I've said a lot of things, right? This channel's been up since 2015. I've had maybe a 2.5-year layoff. So give or take 2.5 years if you count the layoff. All the layoffs that I've had combined, right? This was never a channel where I was going to try to make money off it. Hell yeah, I monetize videos, but I really don't give a fuck about it, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's not that kind of a channel. You know what I'm saying? I'm not YTBC. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a part of that, man. I just make boxing videos and, you know what I'm saying, go get some pussy, eat, and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. Oh, yeah, hit the gym, play basketball. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck I do, man.
You still hoop?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, okay. These young niggas ain't ready, man. But I'm not. Oh, I gotta make a video. Oh, this time. Oh, I got the YTBC has to hear me. I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about it. This channel is for promoting my fucking business. You see what I'm saying? So all you got to do is, like I said, hit me up, bro. I will invite you on the show. We can talk about it. And what would have eventually happened was I'd have been like, you know what? You got a good point. I disagree with you trying to liken lineage all the way back to 1511, nigga. But you got a point. I agree with that. And I misspoke. I actually should have went deeper into what I think about Gvozdyk. But my statement prior to that, when I said there's moral and technical lineal champion, right, the way you can see it, that should have covered that.
Well, in another video, you did say that because there was a video we had where we talked about that.
Bo, I said it in the same video, and he took the excerpt where I said it, and he still didn't get it. He still didn't get it. Hey Jordan, it's 3 Kings Boxing at Gmail. There's also a Streamlabs link in the description. You can click on that Streamlabs link, and then you can donate through there, man. I appreciate you, big dog. But like I said, man, this could have been thwarted, man. I didn't have to go at him on here. I didn't have to lose any exactly, Chris. Yeah, he said it in the same video. The dude had the excerpt. He had the excerpt. Chris, go back to B. Marsh's video and listen to his excerpt. I'm saying it in the excerpt. You know what I'm saying? So it's a misunderstanding, but he went at it the wrong way, and that's why I got a problem with you now. Sad, man. All right,
well, you know what's funny was when you first told me about it, I said, yo, man, I know he didn't do the video in a disrespectful way. And the first thing you said was, no, I don't got a problem with the video. Yeah, it was respectful. I got a problem with how he went about it. And you said that.
Yeah. I mean, it's basic. I mean, the problem is, man, listen, man, some niggas they fall into this, how this decade is run. You know, how the 21st century is run and shit. You know, they forget what it is to be a real motherfucking man out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? They forget all that. They get wrapped up in shit. You know, they get a little shy. I don't know what it is. I can't speak on how he felt. I guess he really felt that there is no problem saying that this is a response video and putting my business name in the title. And then inside the video saying that we're misinforming people. He said that as well. So that directly states that 3 Kings Boxing is misinforming people.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking with my business, dog. Not smart, man. Like I said, the dude's not smart, man. They're not smart. All right, man. This should be the last time we talk about this shit on here. And hopefully this is the last time I fucking hear about a stupid ass video, man. Come talk to me, nigga. It's not that hard, bro. I'm not gonna come at you like this unless you're saying some stupid shit. But we can have a respectful conversation, bro. Hell, I'll bring you on the show and we could talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Perkins said when Crawford moved up and didn't defend he vacated the lineal title. Roy Jones was technically not lineal at light heavyweight, but they couldn't get Darius in the ring despite offering him 3 times his biggest payday. Right. Darius Mikashevsky was killing it in Germany. He wouldn't leave.
He wouldn't leave.
He wouldn't leave. Holding the lineal title hostage. That's what that was. All right. I'm gonna go in the comments real quick, man. I know somebody said some, people have been commenting, man, this whole time. Let me go back up, man. Let's see.
We appreciate you, Weed Degree.
Oh yeah, man, Weed Degree, man. I appreciate you, big dog, man. I appreciate you, big dog. That's real support right there, man. My man, 4:51 a.m. and he's up, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did make that point, Chris, and we're not saying he didn't. But Tyler is saying that right now. Tyler probably didn't go to his video. He's probably just at my video, and he's saying it. Let's see. Chris Tyler said, laugh my ass off. I'm new, but this show is not biased. Straight facts. That's why I'm here now. Appreciate you, Tyler. You know what I'm saying? Jordan said, watching old school boxing is like watching old school basketball. Can't really take it seriously. I mean, like, if you say everything's the same, right? Because that's what he's saying. Everything comes up from when it the inception of a lineal champion all the way to 2019, nothing ever changes. Well, then look at the WBA title. At one point, the WBA was the NBA.
NBA, yeah.
In 1921, they changed to the WBA. WBA is the oldest major title out there.
Yes, it is.
But if you look at it today, there's the WBA and then there's the NBA. It's split. You know what I'm saying? The NBA became the WBA and then branched off, did his own fucking thing. If that's the case, then the ABA is still the NBA. There's still an ABA because it's the fucking NBA, because that's its lineage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What did you say? The NFL is still the AFL.
The NFL is still the AFL.
That's its lineage. We're still talking about the AFL here. Let me get the fuck out of here with that, man. What else we got, bro? Tyler Perkins said Linares was lineal when he fought Loma. No? Yes. I believe that.
Yeah.
He doesn't because he said Terrence Crawford was the last lineal champion. But Terrence Crawford is not going back to 135 ever. It's done. So they anointed a new one when he beat Anthony Crolla, who was in the top 5. So yes. Let's see, man. Mike Wilson says, same situation in the 1980s. When Ray Leonard retired, he was undisputed welterweight champion. But when he made his first comeback, he never fought at 147. Then Curry put in the work and became lineal. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? He said, correction, Leonard was undisputed lineal welterweight champion. Right. When he first retired. Yeah. And then, Curry came in and took that shit.
That was his first ducking of Aaron Pryor.
But he acknowledges when you retire. He acknowledges that. But what he doesn't acknowledge is that it resets. And it can be reset for things other than when you retire. That's what he doesn't acknowledge. My man Weed Degree said, all boxing knowledge. https://3kingsboxing.com. I appreciate you, big dog. Let's say, man. We already said that. Yeah, bet. We good. Weed Degree said nostalgia is a good thing. It carries on through time. It is what it is. Yeah. All right, man. We done with this shit, man. Like I said, hopefully, man, if he's got something else, man, come talk to me, man. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Come fucking talk to me, man. I don't like beta male shit, bro. I can't stand it, bro. Fucking, that shit grinds my gears. You know what I'm saying? I'm not built for this YouTube war going back and forth. Nah, man. I don't do that, bro. I don't fucking do that, man. I talk to niggas man to man, bro. That's what I do. I talk to niggas man to man. And at the same time, as a man, if I'm not right, I will say I was incorrect, just like I said it to Bo on the podcast we just did. Yep. I have no problem saying I'm incorrect. Right in front of your face. But don't go do no stupid-ass video behind my back, man. That shit's gay. It's homosexual, bro. All right, man. Y'all know what to do. Go to 3kingsboxing.com for the latest, greatest of boxing news and information, as well as interviews. We have an interview with Claressa Shields that will be going up. You know what I'm saying? Claressa Shields went off. She talked a whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Also follow us on Twitter, at 3kingsboxing, Instagram at 3kingsboxing, Facebook.com/ you fucking me up bad. I'm trying not to get distracted. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Facebook.com/3kingsboxing. All right. Also, don't forget this podcast every Monday and Thursday, 9:30 Central. Eastern, 8:30 Central, 6:30 Pacific, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30 a.m. BST, British Summertime. Word up. I'm gonna read one last one. Chris M said, but I thought you covered when you said moreover is technical lineal champ. Exactly, Chris. I did cover it. You're absolutely right, brother. I covered it. But he still made the video with me saying it. In the excerpt, he put in the video. What? All right, y'all. We out this bitch.